every successful individual knows that his or her achievement depends on a community of persons working together. We have amongst us retired Justice Kurian Joseph, who has been making this place a wonderful place, a good place for every individual to survive. Good morning, sir. We are off today to great places, climbing great mountains, achieving new goals, and that is why we have gathered here for this wonderful Teachers Orientation Program. I heartily welcome our chief guest, as already mentioned, retired Justice Kurian Joseph, sir. Our guest of honor, Madam Leela Charles, the former principal of Presidium School, Dr. George John, CEO Dipale, Reverend Father Shiju George, Roji Matthew, Father Eldos, board members, Tanushri ma'am, and we do have a birthday boy here. The birthday boy is Reverend Father Shiju George. A big happy birthday to you, sir. A song can soothe our minds, our soul, and definitely take us to an heavenly abode. So we begin the day's program with a prayer song by the school choir.
You are my all in all.
A very hearty welcome to T.M. Abraham sir, not to mention Philip sir, our very own, Ma'am Leela, and Sakhi sir's equal half, Suni ma'am, for the program. We start with a prayer by Father Shiju.
Good morning, all. Let's take a moment to seek the blessings of Lord Almighty. Let us close our eyes and seek the blessings of Lord Almighty. Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for this wonderful, pleasant day. We thank Thee for all the blessings that You have showered on each one of us. We take a moment of quiet just to be aware of where we are and how we are right now. We are making a bridge of transition. Oh God, look upon us. Is what is fearful in us. Open up further what is hopeful. Release what is joyful. Show us the way and fill us with courage and wisdom. Help us to remember Your love and grace and to be faithful in Your service. O Lord, be with us and lead us and shower Your blessings on each moment. Help us to lead the future generation in the right destiny. We thank You for the wonderful personalities present here. Bless them with Your knowledge, wisdom, and love. Once again, we seek Your blessings. This we ask in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
I request all the dignitaries, teachers, representative to come up on stage for the lighting of the lamp.
A very pleasant good morning to one and all. A sincere apology to all of you for the delay in starting the program. So, respected Chief Guest, Justice Kurian Joseph, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, Guest of Honor, Ms. Irina Charles, former Principal at the Presidium School, Mr. T.M. Abraham, the President and one of the founders of 7 founders of Deepalaya, Dr. Sakhi John, the board member, Ms. Tanushri Roy, the in-charge, Deepalaya School, Sanjay Colony, Ms. Leena George, the board member, Mr. George, the husband of Ms. Leena George, and Suni ma'am, the best half, and okay, of course, Ritu ma'am mentioned it's the equal half. Again, I would say it's the best half of Sakhi sir. Father Shiju, the principal, Deepalaya Senior Secondary School, Guzbeti. Father Yeldo, the academic director, Deepalaya School, Guzbeti. Father Roji, all the teachers, dear students, and all my staff. So today, the beauty of this gathering is that we have all the dignitaries well established in their field of work who continue to contribute to the society. And that is the impact we are going to have in the coming session. And I'm sure with their interaction with us, the perspective of our life and the profession is going to change entirely. So it was on 27th March last year, in a fine evening, that Justice Kurian Joseph visited us. Rather, I would say Dr. Sakhi John brought him here. So when Justice Kurian Joseph assured us that he would make it some other time to interact with us, So later on, we tried a couple of occasions to get him here, but his tight schedule did not again allow him to be here. But last Friday, he sent me a voice clip that I found it's very beautiful, because the things are very clear, and again, the things, nothing is left out. That's what, again, I get it from Dr. Sakhijon also. The voice clip was very clear, so why can't we make it on this 29th, rather to take to the June or July sessions? So, sir, thank you very much, first of all. So, it's my privilege and honor. More than honor, I would say again, it's my blessing, sir, to introduce such a great personality to all of you and to welcome you to our gathering. Sir started his legal career in 1979. In 2000, he was appointed as a judge of the Kerala High Court. In February 2010, he was elevated as the Chief Justice of the Himachal Pradesh High Court. On 8th March 2013, Justice Kurian Joseph became a judge of the Supreme Court of India. And as a judge of the Supreme Court of India, Justice Joseph was involved in landmark cases like constitutional amendment of NJAC, National Justice Appointment Commission, and in striking down the practice of triple talaq. So he was one of the 10 judges in the history of the Supreme Court of India to have delivered more than 1,000 judgments. So while on the bench, he demonstrated his support for speedy delivery of justice by disposing more than 8,600 cases pending in the Supreme Court of India. And we do know, definitely, justice delayed is justice denied. It's okay. So while in Kerala High Court, Justice Kurian Joseph delivered around 88,000 cases. Imagine. That's the feat he has achieved. Since retirement, Justice Kurian Joseph is focused on using ADR, that alternate dispute resolution process, such as mediation, arbitration, and conciliation, to support parties to find sustainable and long-lasting solutions. So he is routinely appointed by the Supreme Court of India and the various high courts to act as mediator and arbitrator. So Justice Kurian Joseph believes that people have high expectations from judiciary, and it should play a proactive role to meet their aspirations. So he is known in the Supreme Court for being extremely humble and upright. That's the example we have here. So Justice Kurian Joseph is considered to be one of the most down-to-earth judges who treats everyone equally. So Justice Kurian Joseph says, I would like to have, yes, the PPT plate. Says, let's have a look at his life, what he is doing right now. But these things we won't get it from the net. So some precious pictures what we have. He has been doing for the street children, brave in the cold and heat, whatever it be. See, for the non-formal, the street children again, he's engaging. See how affectionate he is to the children. Okay, thank you, ma'am. So the information I shared with you definitely is available on the net, but there are certain things I would like to again add to his profile now. So Justice Kurian Joseph is a saintly man who practices what he preaches and preaches only what is possible, that I have seen. So I'm a participant in a group called JKJ's Vachanam, Justice Kurian Joseph's Vachanam. So where we receive regular audio clips of maybe 4 to 6 minutes, in which the sir gives, again, Dr. Sakhijon sends every day to the group, so in which he gives practical tips of maybe how to become a good human being or to practice spirituality in a best and a very simple way, which anyone can follow. So he is a man of prayer, and his day begins with prayer, his visit to church, and attending Holy Mass. And today was not at all exception. Dr. Sakhijon and Suni ma'am picked him up from the church. So he's a man of prayer. And now, if there is a choice for me to choose between a layman and a priest to make confession, fathers, please, again, I would definitely go to Justice Kurian Joseph. Because that is the faith, that is the trust, that is the integrity I have seen on Justice Kurian Joseph. So Justice Kurian Joseph is a patron of almost 80 orphanages. He's a patron of Distress Management Collective of India. Wonderful again doing for the street children, especially. Again, whenever any distress strikes, he is there at the forefront, guiding everyone, gathering everyone. And when we spend our leisure time looking at our Facebook or Roughbook or Insta or whatever be the thing, he is there with these street children. And he is definitely unattached of this worldly possession. I can say more than 95% of his income he spends for charity. So thank you very much, sir. Reflecting on his life, I think, as far as I know, there is no other person in this world who is alive today with such a personal, spiritual, social, emotional, and professional integrity. Thank you very much, sir, for being great to the society. Sir, amidst your busy schedule, you have accepted our invitation and consented to be the chief guest of this orientation program. And the next 2 hours, we are going to be motivated by his words. So thank you very much, and I, on behalf of the entire Deepalaya family and all those who are gathered here, extend a warm and hearty welcome to you. I request Mr. T.M. Abraham, our founder, to hand over the port and welcome to our midst. Yeah. So Deepalaya is really blessed. And the school is sanctified with your saintly presence. And I request you to kindly pray for all of us, all our students, all our teachers, beneficiaries, and all the sponsors. Yeah. So 5 years ago, I just wanted to get some details from Rina ma'am. So woman left her highly paid job because she felt that she could contribute more to the society. And that lady went on to become the pyari auntie of the aged and the homeless, and has changed the whole landscape of how education is provided in our country, motivating and inspiring teachers and students. The woman I'm just talking about is Ms. Rina Charles, who was the principal of the prestigious Presidium School here. She resigned, and now she is the founder of Ek Ezaz Foundation, running projects like Motivational Academy, Home for the Homeless, Campaign Against Hunger, etc. The income she generates, again, another noble act. The income she generates from the workshops and seminars is spent for these old and homeless person. So, ma'am, what a noble act you are doing. So, dear ma'am, thank you for accepting our invitation to be the guest of honor and consenting to guide our teachers in the second session. So, Deepalaya family, cordially welcome to your midst. So, yeah. So I requested Dr. George John to hand over the port and welcome her to our midst. Now I would like to welcome Mr. T.M. Abraham, one of the founders of Deepalaya and the president of Deepalaya and the chairman of DSKE. Sir, we are ever grateful to you for giving us Deepalaya. Sir, your vision is our mission. And your presence, I was afraid whether you would be late or not, you have joined, and your presence is our strength. So I cordially welcome you to our midst. I would like to welcome our CEO, Dr. George John, who always ensures that everything in Deepalaya goes systematically and perfectly. Yes, you want to hand over to Abraham, sir. Yes, please do. Dr. Sakhi John, please. Yeah. So may I take this opportunity to welcome the board member, Mrs. Elena George, and her beloved husband, Mr. George, who have taken leave from their duty and have joined here. So thank you very much and welcome to our midst. Okay, thank you, sir. So may I take this opportunity to welcome Ms. Tanushree Roy. Even at the last moment, she's there, ready to again join with us. The in-charge Deepalaya School, Sanchay Colony. So it's the annual results day for her in her school, and she has joined. I can imagine how difficult it is for a head to again leave the institution and again join for some another function. So Tanushree ma'am, thank you very much for accepting our invitation, and we whose vision for Deepalaya and the humanity, may I say, is unmatched. So thank you for arranging Justice Kurian Joseph as a chief guest, and Ms. Rina Charles for us today. So Sagir sir is truly a mentor for all of us who are here and the entire Deepalaya. And sir, we welcome you to our midst. Okay, yes, please continue, yes. And behind every successful man and a contented man, may I say, there is the presence of a woman. That's none other than the best again, the best to have, bestest to have, you can use that attribute. No, it's a Suni, ma'am. Ma'am, thank you for being with us early in the morning. You got up and again went to accompany Justice Kurian Joseph, sir. So thank you and a hearty welcome to our midst. Yeah. Ma'am, please. So I would like to welcome Father Shiju, the principal of Deepalaya Senior Secondary School, Gusbeti. Yeah, it's almost like a Holy Trinity that all the three priests are here. So I would like it to again welcome Father Eldos, the academic director of Deepalaya School, Gusbeti. And Father Roji, the ever-smiling face who is there always with us to our midst. So we have with us Mr. A.J. Philip, a senior journalist and former CEO of Deepalaya, who continues to contribute to Deepalaya even today. Sir, thank you very much for joining with us. So Deepalaya extends you a hearty welcome. So I would like to welcome all other distinguished guests, staff from all other locations, all the 4 schools, friends, and dear students. See, today you are going to face your role models, whether it is Justice Kurian Joseph, whether it is a guest of honor, Ma'am Rina Charles, or all the dignitaries you have there in front of us. We are going to learn from them. Let's listen to them very attentively and try to put into practice what they are going to say. Because these are precious words, and again, it's a one-time, once in a lifetime, again, opportunity to, again, get such great persons with us. So I welcome all of you, and all the best. Once again, I welcome all of you to our midst, and may God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very rightly said, nothing is impossible if God is with you. I think we do have godly grace here. We are amidst an august gathering, and let us utilize it to the fullest. Now, I would request Dr. George John to please enlighten us about Deepalaya.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We are gathered here for an immensely important program. Justice Kurian Joseph, Ms. Rina Charles, Board Member Lena George, our esteemed President, Founder President of Deepalaya, Dr. Saki John, Mr. Philip, the principals of both the schools, Mr. Shiju and Father Gusbeti. It's a privilege to be here. I was requested to give a few snippets about Deepalaya. I have to go back to 43 years ago when this was started by 7 noble individuals. The president of Deepalaya is one of the founders of Deepalaya. It's been a great journey since then. What is Deepalaya, a 43-year-old mission? Now look at some of the achievements of Deepalaya. I would not like to go into the statistics, but then I understand that we have trained lakhs of students over these years. We have had 1,700 children under our institutional care programs, a good participation of our students in the NCC and the cadet roles. So this is a mission that has been going on despite the challenges that it has faced, If you look at today's ecosystem, the ecosystem of education, most institutions, I would say, if not all, are set up on the algorithm of revenue generation. But here is an institution which is not on that. It's looking at the ecosystem in the larger context. I'm reminded of what they say, casting bread over water. Do not expect something but keep giving. And I think that is the reason why Deepalaya has been doing well. Can it be considered an elite school? I would say no. And I would confess that we would not like to become an elite school. We would like to continue to reach to the less privileged children. And that is what Deepalaya School is doing today. I'm reminded of what Loyola College, I taught there many years ago. In the 70s and 80s, they made a transition. They made a decision to make sure that it no longer continues only for the elites, but also reaches out to the underprivileged. So you had a student mixture, which was from the different segments of the society, and they would say that it's a little difficult to go on speaking English in Loyola because not many understand it. But that was the transition. I was there in the late 70s, and I keep in touch with them even today. So there is an institution, a great institution, which made a transition for fulfilling a greater cause. And I think that is akin to what Deepalaya is trying to do today. The purpose of education is not just to disseminate facts and figures. There's an interesting story of Abraham Kovur, the rationalist, being asked to take Sunday school church classes for the children. And after a year, they said enough is enough, because they found that the students and the children were very clear about the facts and figures, but they were losing faith in the Bible. So he was more of a rationalist, trying to give them the facts and figures, but not the bigger picture. That is not the kind of education that we would like to have. We would like to have something which is long-lasting. And the ecosystem that is being developed here, the teachers who have been working here have done a stupendous job, despite, I would say, the limitations. Having been involved in the management of the school, I know how difficult it is. We have day-to-day challenges, but the staff and the students have always risen to the occasion. We have 12 students who have been passing out for the last few years. Almost 500 of them have passed out from the school. And I understand that they are doing extremely well. We keep praying for them, we bless them, and make sure that we stay connected with them to the extent that is possible. I always believe that the alumni is the strength of a college or an institution. I've seen that from wherever I have been associated. So we like to stay connected to this. So let us reflect on the contributions of the teachers and students. I would say that we are here to gathered here to celebrate all those who are trying to make this noble event. This is an event which is dovetailed into the progression of the school itself and in the overall mission of the Deepalaya. So let us all join together in wishing them, blessing them all the success, and stay continued on the purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Just a little experience that I would like to share. Once, about 2-3 years ago, me and my family had gone to Jim Corbett National Park. So the main intention was to see a tiger. So we ordered a jeep early in the morning, and we sat there, and the driver said, "Tiger dikhega, tiger dikhega, tiger dikhega." But when we came back, we never got to see even a glimpse of the tiger, forget the tiger even. So that was when we came back and we realized that the forest itself is so beautiful. It is not necessary always that you have to see a tiger, have to see an elephant, have to see a deer. The journey that we have in Deepalaya is equally beautiful. Sometimes you don't have to reach your destination, but the people you meet on the way, the learning experiences that you have, always add a feather to your cap. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody here who's come here. I would request Justice Sir to come here for your wisdom.
Dear Mr. Abraham, dear Dr. George John, dear Rina, dear Saki, and our Principal Shaju, dear own fathers, teachers, students, parents, and my dear friends. Mom asked me to say my words of wisdom. So let me ask a first question to the students here. What's the difference between wisdom and knowledge? Is there a difference between wisdom and knowledge? There is. What is the difference? Well, I have a session for the teachers after this. This is meant to be a general address. The answer also I will give, the application of knowledge is wisdom. So the people who are sitting here, they are all wise men. Man includes woman also under the General Clauses Act. They're all wise men because they have a lot of rich experience by applying the knowledge they mucked up in the school and college, and they are grown wise, and they're still growing wise. Dear Dr. John, I would not agree with you when you said this Deepalaya is not a school of the elite. I vouchsafe and I declare that Deepalaya is an educational institution of the elite for the elite. Why don't you clap? You should clap. Deepalaya is a school of the elite and for the elite. The whole issue or whole problem is how do we define who is an elite? What is the concept of an elite? Probably in the normal sense, or rather the way the world would look at it, you will find an elite person as somebody who is educated, somebody who is successful in life, somebody who is accomplished in life, somebody who has always been successful, and somebody who has some laurels to his credit, somebody who is well positioned in the world. All these are some of the aspects of being elite. But to me, an elite simply means a good human being. Nothing else. There's a Bengali novel, Kadi Diyekinlam is. I'm just trying to recollect the name of the author. This story I always tell whenever I address children also. The central character in that novel is one person called Deepankaran. Deepankaran. He was an orphan. He was looked after somebody like our his grandmother. He studied. He had some connections like institutions like Deepalaya to be taken care of. And he grew up in his life and got an employment, a job in the railways. He became the CEO in the railways, and then he resigned the job and he opted to become a teacher. He came to the school on the first day. He was addressing plus 2 students. There was no plus 2 at that time, but I would say degree students. He asked them, what do you want to become in life? So what do you want to become in your life? If I may ask the children here, what do you want to become in your life? Lawyer? Judge? Minister? Doctor? Engineer? A successful journalist like our Mr. Philip? Social worker? Priest? A good housewife? A successful government successful government employee like our Lena, who is highly placed in the Ministry of Telecom. All these are dreams. But this master told them, you may become all these in your life, and you should also. You should become a lawyer, you should become a judge, become a doctor, an engineer, or a politician, or a minister, or a priest, or whatever it is, a professor is. But first of all, you should become a human being. Be a human being, and then you be anything in your life. So Deepalaya school or educational institutions, or this institution Deepalaya, is actually a place where we are all molded to be good human beings. The success of this Deepalaya, of the founding people like Mr. Abraham, is not to have to credit 100% success in the examination, the toppers in the examination. All these are good. But we all should be proud of you people when when we see you as good human beings wherever you are, however you are placed, and whoever you are in your life. Unless you are such a good human being, there is no point in becoming anything in life. So this is a place, and institutions like this should be places where we should form our children to be good human beings and responsible citizens of the country. Whole problem is that we have citizens of the country, but how responsible are they as citizens of the country? How much responsibilities they take care of? As ma'am in the beginning said, how are you? How sensitive are you of what is happening around you? How concerned are you about your neighbors? How much disturbed are you when you see things go wrong? And what does it ask you to do? These are some tests to test how responsible are you as a citizen of the country. And as a good human being, of course, the old saying is live and I want the children to answer. Live and let live. Live and let live is to be replaced by live and help live. You must simply, you can let live by not interfering with them, not disturbing them. But the positive aspect of live and help live is to help others to live, just as you are able to live, to this sort of paradigm shifts that our institution, and that is how I am proud to declare that this Devalaya conceptually is an institution which is meant to mold people to be good human beings and more responsible citizens of the country. So to God, to man, to the country, you have your tri-dimensional obligations rooted in God, living with man, thinking of the society. They will become great and successful. And I'm so proud to be part of Devalaya in this great activity. All the best to you. God bless you. Jai Hind.
Sir, please, we request your grace once again. Abraham, sir, we would like to help you hand over the memento for him.
You're all very tense, so stressed also, I do not know. To give it you a light moment, Professor Abraham told me that this is a symbol of light. I humbly acknowledge and I'm honored to have received this memento from Mr. Abraham. Well, I just want to tell, you might have heard funeral orations. Funeral orations, you will not... if you know somebody who is there in the coffin or they're lying there, and the one who speaks about him, he may not be true to facts, and he may not be true to his statements also. But all the same, this is Indian convention that we don't want to say anything bad or anything, not that good about a person who is already over. So, listening to our professor, our dear principal Shaju, how he described me, I thought I was listening to my own funeral oration because many of the things you spoke about me, I humbly acknowledge I'm not worthy. The song, the prayer song also, children's song, I'm not worthy, but I wish I could rise at that level that you spoke about me. And I'll be trying definitely for that also every day. So all the best to you. Let's be lightened to enlighten, on which I would like to speak to the teachers in the next session. Thank you and God bless you.
He reminds of something Annie Frank had written in her diary, that it is better to praise me when I am alive than to give flowers in my grave. Because there are very few people who come to your grave and will acknowledge. So it is better you say, I love you when you are alive, rather than saying that once you are dead. So that is what I think the principal actually meant, not your funeral oration, definitely. I would request Ma'am Reena to please come up.
Pleasant morning to one and all. Justice Kurian Joseph, sir, the Honorable Chief Guest for the day, all the distinguished guests. I take this platform as an opportunity to express my gratitude to the management for having me here this morning. Really feeling honored and blessed. Why am I expressing gratitude is, in all humility, let me say, Justice Kurian Joseph, sir, you are my role model. Ever since I got to know about you, hear a lot about you, and I was wanting to come and meet you for past 6 years. I got an opportunity in Alua in December 2021 to meet you. I took your phone number, but I never had the courage to give you a call. Then I said, Lord, when I reach somewhere, this little me reaches somewhere, I'll try to give him a call. So the day when Sakhi sir told me that Justice Kurian Joseph sir is the chief guest and we are thinking of having you there for the teachers orientation program, the phone just slipped from my hand. I was feeling so honored. I still have the goosebumps recalling the moment I felt. I'm feeling really honored to share the same platform, and you are my role model, so humble, and I'm trying to follow your footsteps. Very few people are close to my heart, and that's the reason I'm expressing my gratitude to Sakhi sir, especially for giving me this chance. And you know, for past 3 years I was saying, one day I'll come, I'll meet sir, I'll meet sir. And today I had to attend a conference in the National Minority Commission. I got an invitation card in the pass, and I told a lie, which I don't do, that I'll not be able to come. And I confessed to the principal sir, saying, Shaju sir, that only because my selfish desire was to be with sir, I am here this morning, and I'm grateful I did that, made that decision. Thank you so much. So I place my on record not only my gratitude but my appreciation to the management of the Dipalia, the entire fraternity, for organizing an orientation program. Though I've been a principal and a CEO for a couple of schools, and this orientation program is required. Why orientation? Because at times we get disoriented. And disoriented because we caught up with so many things. I want to share one small anecdote because children like stories, right? And this is a real life incident which I'm trying to share with you. It so happened that once Mr. T.N. Session, the former Election Commissioner of India, he was addressing the MBA students in one of the management seminars of his, and he shared a real life incident. It so happened that he and his wife, they were traveling in Uttar Pradesh, and since it was a journey by road, they were traveling by their car, and they entered a place where there were a lot of mango trees, a mango plantation. And it was a beautiful sight. A lot of mango trees, yellow ripe mangoes and green unripe mangoes, and there were many nests of sparrows there. Bachche samajhte ho? Sparrow nest, goraiya? And those nests were there. The sight was so beautiful that Madam Session, she expressed the desire of carrying 2 nests back home. The police escorting them stopped the car, spotted a boy who was grazing cows, and asked him to bring down 2 sparrow nests. Madam wants to take it home. The boy refused. He was offered 10 rupees for 2 nests, and he said no. The money was raised to 50, and again he refused. The money was raised to 100 for 2 nests, and he declined the offer. He was asked, "Why are you refusing? You want more money?" He went to Session Sir and said, "Sahib, whatever money you give me, I will not bring down the sparrow nests, because my mother told me the parent sparrows, they have gone out to bring food for their babies. And when they come back in the evening, they will not find their nest or the babies, they will cry. And I don't have a heart to see them cry." What a kind, compassionate boy he is. This is what empathy is all about. Mr. T.N. Session and the entire troop, they were taken aback. For days, this incident haunted him. And Mr. Session realized that his fame, his name, the bank balance, the IAS degree, whatever he had, the entire paraphernalia, it meant nothing, and it melted in front of this boy's empathetic heart. And children, being empathetic is the highest form of intelligence. Like Sir said in the beginning, what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? To know, to have information is knowledge. But if it is useless, if it is not transformed into wisdom, and wisdom also remains useless if it is not applied to one's life. So whatever you become in life, see that you have a compassionate heart, empathetic heart, give back to the world, and like Sir said, you need to see who is in pain. There's a difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is having pity, but empathy is you step into their shoes and you feel their pain, and then get down to serious work. Ek Ehsaas Foundation works for that. We have an acronym, HOPE, H-O-P-E, help one person every day. Please do that in your life. God will bless you. Thank you so much for having me here.
Ma'am, please on stage. George sir, we would like you to hand over the memento. Leela ma'am. In Bengali, a human being is called Manush. I think you've heard this word. I don't know whether it is familiar in other languages also, where M stands for man, and the Ush is actually Hush, your sense. So a man who is in his total senses, I won't say a madman, but a man who is legitimately in his senses is called a Manush, or a human being. That is what we define a human being as. So I think Dipalaya is one of the places where you get to know human beings, get to build human beings, rather. Now we are building up human beings for the next generation. I would like to request Tanushree ma'am.
Very good morning to all. I'm privileged to get a chance to give the vote of thanks. I don't know whether I'm qualified for that or not, because I was listening to you, ma'am and sir, and I'm totally mesmerized. But yes, on behalf of entire Dipalaya team and myself, I extend a warm-hearted vote of thanks to all our distinguished guests who have graced this occasion today with their presence. I would like to thank Honorable Chief Guest, Justice Kurian Joseph, retired Justice Supreme Court of India, who took out time from his busy schedule to join us today. Sir, we are certain that your words will not only be a blessing, but also act as a pathfinder for each one of us. A special thanks to our guest of honor, Mrs. Reena Chas, former principal, Presidium School. Ma'am, we are enriched today by your immense knowledge and rich experience. And I would also like to take this chance to request both of you, sir and ma'am, to please take out some time and visit our center too. My kids would also like to be blessed with your experience and rich experience. So it's a request, sir. It's a humble request. Please do consider. A heartiest thanks to Mr. T.M. Abraham, President of Dipalaya and Chairman of Dipalaya School, Kalkaji. Sir, you have always been there, source of inspiration for all of us. My heartiest thanks to Philip sir. Philip sir, as we always know that he's always been there through all our thicks and thins. Heartiest thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Lena George, ma'am and sir. You have always been a pillar of strength for us. Special thanks to definitely Sakhi sir. I don't think I need to say anything because Naami kafi hai. To ma'am and sir both, ma'am, sir, heartiest thanks to you too. A special thanks to Mr. Father Saju. Heartiest thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Sakhi John sir, yes. I'm extremely sorry. I'm so... Yes, thanks for Ms. Saju George, Father Eldos, and Father Roji, if I'm right, for your blessings and wise words. And yes, nonetheless, a special thank to Saju PP sir for being extremely supportive and relentlessly encouraging his team to strive for excellence. My vote of thanks won't be complete without extending the warmest thanks to all the students whose enchanting smile and enthusiasm makes everyone's day. Special thanks to all the teacher staff for their tireless effort and making every event a success. Thank you all for making this event a memorable and eventful. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please rise for the national anthem. The guests, you're requested to come on stage, all immaculately dressed. We need a photograph.
I'm so happy to be with you. And the one reason for me to be with you is this Sagi John, who himself is a great teacher, not only of the students, he is of his Jamia, he is a teacher to many. So what's the meaning of the word teacher? Who's a teacher? My session will be not simply speaking to you. I would like me also to interact. That's what's called orientation. So who is a teacher? Bulk बना रहे. What is that? Who makes the world? Who makes the world? Okay. Let's put it. Who makes the world? Yeah. Any other definition would you like to? Who is a teacher? Who makes the world of whom? By modifying. Yeah. You are right. You are making. You are molding the children, right? Forming the children. Yeah. So one who forms the children is a teacher. Any other definition would you like to? What have you understood? Because you have been teachers for quite some time. Who is a teacher? Imparting knowledge to others, yes. Imparting knowledge to others, yes. Then. All of you could sit and talk. Because of this fan, I'm not able to hear. Doesn't matter, yeah.
Teacher is like facilitator.
Teacher is a facilitator. Facilitating what?
Facilitating to achieve your own goals.
Facilitating to achieve somebody, his goal or her goal. Right. Any other meaning would you like to attempt? Yeah.
Like a kumhar, potter.
Or like a potter who makes the pot. So one who shapes. One who molds, yeah. Shapes and molds, yes. Forms, shapes, molds, yes. Into what? Yeah. Because from the clay, you can make a plate, you can make a platter, you can make a pot, you can make a tub, you can make, yeah. So, making the right shape is in the hands of the teacher. The potter is the same, but the products are different. Clay is the same. So we have the students, we have only the teacher, but he makes somebody into a jar, somebody into a pot, somebody into a plate, somebody into a platter. How and why? Very simple. Somebody who is meant to be a jar can't become a pot. Who is talented to become a platter can't become a jar. Am I right? So how does he and where does he and when does he decide that the one which is I'm going to make will be a clay, will be a pot or a jar or a platter or a jug or even that dumb box. There's a dumb box also you make, no? You have seen dumb box? Quality of the clay? Quality of the clay? According to the need? And does it depend on the mixing? Right. I 100% agree with you. It's not for a teacher to decide who the child should be, but we are only helping the child to help him what he should be. Am I right? Yeah, it is not for the teacher or the parents to become what he should be, but the teacher is only a person who is helping to identify what he is talented to be and facilitating to be to reach that goal. 100%, that's a very good answer. But I am asking about the same parable of this clay. Does it not depend on the mixing? I use the word mix. It depends on the word mixing. Well, This is a very good example of this molding of the potter, etc. See, so we are entrusted with this clay, and then helping that clay to become what the end product should be. It could be a jar, it could be a jug, it could be a cup, it could be a dumb box. So it's actually our role is to facilitate the child. Well, that's one answer. Any other meaning for the word teacher? Would you like to attempt? It's all right. It's not necessary. I'm by Tiban. If I could understand you from what you said, it's like a gardener who waters, manures, allow the plant to grow. But have you seen the modern Mali? Now I'm saying the modern Mali, a tree which is bound to grow for 3 years and produce a fruit. But this Mali who is clever enough will use some chemical to have this product be produced in 1 year. Am I right? There are manures available, chemicals available. Even the chicken that you eat, it's bound. It's a normal, natural growth and you take. But they bring you with the 65, 35, 25, etc. And they make it simply out of what? Out of? They give some sort of, what is that called? Injection. What do they inject actually? Hormones, yes. Yes. That is one reason why, when we eat too much of that hormoned chicken, we ourselves become a hormoned human being. Or hormone less. A teacher is one. Who after the parents? So a teacher is one who is in a position to influence the parents so as to guide the wards. Is my mobility affecting my speech? A bit. Doesn't matter. So a teacher is one who actually the parents. You might have heard the story of a pastor speaking. Heard the story? When he was preaching in the church, the mic went off. He's on and off. Then he said there is something wrong with the mic. Those who are Christians will know this. In Christians, during the puja, when the priest says, God is with you, the people will have to say, and also with you. So the people thought he is giving us the blessing. So when he said there is something wrong with the mic, the people said something, and also with you. God's grace and thanks, your blessings. As of now, there is no problem with me. Well, when I start realizing I have a problem, I'll stop and then give the mic to Reena. Right. So, teacher is one who is able to the parents, helping the parents, then like a Mali, not like the modern Mali. The whole problem with the parents is actually what I said now. They want their child to be somebody whom the nature would actually, or God, the creator, or normal circumstances would be after 5 years. But the parents want them to be here now. They can't wait. They want to be the first. Not the best, the first. They are concerned only with the first. We are concerned with the best. But the parents are concerned only with the best. This way, that way, anyway. My child should be the first. Nothing else. Their botheration is only that. There's a story of a couple teachers. they had two children. So they were, every day they were going to school. These parents, they had to send first. No? The parents used to advise them, counsel them, motivate them, saying, you should become big, you should become, look at that child, look at this child, look at that. So they will be reading the papers also, no? So it will be showing the photos of the achievers in the paper. So these children got fed up after, every day showing the pictures of others and asking the children, say, why don't you become like that? Why don't you become like that? Why don't you become like that? So one day, the 8th standard elder daughter, little mischievous, turned 60 degrees. She didn't have the courage to turn 90 degrees. And she said, Papa, Mama, at least one day, will you be in a position to tell us, don't look at us, anybody, look at us and learn from us. Will you be in a position in your life to say, at least one day in your life, to tell us, don't look at that child or this child or this child, look at us and learn from us. That is also a great pain in the minds of the children. They are not able to see models. They have very high dreams. They don't see those dreams either in their parents or in the teachers or in the leaders or in politics or in society, nowhere. So all those good things they learn. For example, we teach them honesty is the best policy. Do they actually find a single person in the society around them who is honest? Do they read any story about something happening around the world in the newspaper or in the social media or in the TV? Somebody is speaking something about honesty and the honest person being rewarded. And the honesty being shown and glorified. We don't. So this is a big crisis in the minds of children as well. In the process, I'm just saying this may be one of the problems that you people also be saying now. You will be teaching them so many good things, so many nice things, but you are not able to tell them 2 plus 2 is 4, but you are not able to show that 2 plus 2 is 4 from my life. We are not able to teach them that go home and see from the laboratory of your kitchen that 2 plus 2 is your 4 only and not 6. We want 2 plus 2 to be 8, if not 6. That's the world we are living. So the children are not able to see, to learn. They study, but not able to learn. This is a big crisis for them. So according to me, teachers are the people who make them or help them to learn rather than to study. To study is not a big issue now. As you said, imparting knowledge. Imparting knowledge, this Google handy is there. If you have anything, even the lawyers now don't make any research. The moment they want something to be researched, they will take Google and put. Now this is the chat. Chat GPT. Yeah, GPT. All those things have come. They write better essays than the children would otherwise write. So many things, artificial intelligence is actually spoiling the research or what they call the natural tendency or natural inclination of a child or a human being to search and research. Research is actually searching again, is the research. So there is no search again now because the first search itself gives the best result. So you don't have to search again, you don't have to research. Because first search engine itself gives you the best answer. So that's the word. So therefore, imparting knowledge, the role of a teacher of imparting knowledge is slowly getting diluted and getting thinned away. E is the one. And let me ask you, any more definition you like to attempt on teacher? Teacher is one who teaches, you said, no? To me, one who changes the life of the child. and helping the child to become a good human being. Changing the life goals of a child and helping to become a good human being. Yes, just to summarize that part of it, to me, a teacher is one who is able to reach the child, reach the what. A teacher has a student. So there's a teacher-student relationship. But have you heard the word about the word? Any other synonym for the word teacher? Coach? Yes, coach. What does coach do? He coaches, no? He coaches, yes. It's more of a training in coaching. Any other word for a teacher substitute?
Guru.
Guru. No, yes. I wanted this answer, guru. What's the meaning of the word guru? Who eradicates ignorance? The meaning of the word guru. Guru. We have Guru Nanak, no? Literal meaning is one who removes the darkness in the minds of others. That's the literal meaning. One who removes the darkness in the minds of others. So that's why I would like you to be known as gurus rather than teachers. Because a guru has a teacher has a student and guru has a
Disciple.
Shishya, a disciple, yes. Guru has disciples, teacher has students. So you want to be a teacher who teaches the children, or you want to be a guru who would reach a disciple and make him disciple. So what's the meaning of disciple?
Follower. Somebody.
Follower. Where does that word come from, disciple? Discipline. As simple as it is, discipline. So what is discipline? What is discipline? Attention. Is a discipline. Silence. Is a discipline. Huh? Yes, guided by rules and regulations. Yes, then. Rules and regulations, discipline. So a disciple is one who is disciplined. Disciplined in what? Disciplined in? Disciplined in all actions, then. So disciple, the best answer is probably, as Madam Ritu said, one who follows the guru. One who follows the guru. So if you are to be followed, you should be whom? Who has a follower? Who has a follower? I said teacher has a student, guru has a disciple, and who has a follower? Leader. Only leader has a follower, no? Leader has a follower. I gave you the clues. Teacher, student. Guru, disciple. Third clue is leader, follower. So whom? What will they follow? If they want to really follow you, here comes your most important relevance of this motto. If somebody wants to follow you, three things are required according to me. Three things. Because you are going ahead of somebody, no? The leader says, come follow me. There's nothing else. Come follow me. You follow me. Don't. The teacher says, don't look at me, but you study from me. Guru says, look at me and learn from my face. The leader says, come and follow me. These are the three differences. So if he wants to be in a position morally strong and morally right and conscientiously courageous to say, follow me, he should be having three qualities. One, he should be knowing the way, he should be going the way and showing the way. Problem is, we know the way, we'll show the way, but we don't do in between, we don't go the way. There is a crisis for the children. So,
So, we need to be perfect, isn't it then? If I want somebody to follow me, I have to be perfect in my genre. Otherwise, how will I tell him that you should follow me?
this is exactly what I'm saying. See, you should know the way, you should go the way, and you should show the way. So, knowing is what is called a lightening. You are lighted. Lighted to be enlightened. So, you get enlightened to be knowing, and then enlightened to be going the way that you are known, and enlightened to be sharing that knowledge with others. Those are the three qualities which, as a teacher, you should be in a position to challenge your what? Say, look at me and learn from me. You don't see around the world, you don't see what is happening in the world around and looking at the social media, this bar, that place, this place, etc. If you want to be a good human being, look at me, learn from me. So the teacher should be the example, an embodiment of being a best human being a child would have ever seen. Because a child in today's world is not in a position to see a good human being in their parents, in their siblings, in their friends, in their neighbors, in the political leaders, in the society around them. The only ray of hope left, according to me, is in the teacher. I don't know, but there's a saying in Hindi also, the best gets rotten, the worst it becomes. If the best gets rotten, it will be the worst. Is the saying in Hindi or English like that? Like apple. Apple is very good. But if it is rotten, what happens? It becomes the worst. It's exactly the same for the teachers also. Teachers also. Because they are meant to be gurus, or they are expected to be gurus and leaders in the society. That is why, see, you have seen many people saying, yes, I am a product of that institution, and I was taught by such and such a person. The people, I take pride. I take pride in telling people that, these are some of the great gurus who under whom I was trained. Not only taught. These are people who taught me, but these are the people who guided me, molded me, showed me the path, and helped me to grow, planted me, watered me, nurtured me, shaped me. All these are there. All these are the qualities. So you get a product which is not actually, is a raw product. That raw product you have to process and then make it a finished product and give out to the society. So you're actually producing what? That's why in the educational institution we have produced. In your annual report you will always read, we have produced. What have we produced? We have produced the best human beings we could have and given back to their homes, society. That's all what we can do. To make them what you call achieve awards for best learning, 100%, etc. is not a big issue now. But to have that quality of a good human being who would be in a position to remember. That's why, in moments of crisis, even our own lives, even when we forget the face of our own parents, sometimes the face that comes to our mind will be somebody who has molded me as a teacher, as a guru. Am I right? Yes. In many moments of crisis, the face that comes to our mind will not be of our parents or siblings, will be some good teacher who has told me, who has showed me, who has loved me, who has shaped me, who has been instrumental in my change of the course of life, as you rightly said, to make my life change. The one who is instrumental. As I told you, in today's world, parents are not in a position to. Politicians are not in a position to. And pardon me, religious leaders are not in a position to. Is there any religious leader as an institution? Any religion is in a position towards the right path? They are in a position to preach the right path, but unfortunately, any religion, there's a lot of degeneration or degradation in the institutionalized religions now. That's a different topic altogether, but I'm saying, so there is a frustration, a critical frustration in the minds of children. So in that situation, the only lighthouse is a teacher, a guru. I'll be using this word only, guru, now. Only lighthouse. What's the purpose of it? How many of you seen the lighthouse? You have seen a lighthouse? What's the purpose of lighthouse? Showing the path, the direction. This actually lighthouse is, you will see in the airports, you will see in the what you call ports. Yes, ports. Mainly in the ports. At those days, when they did not have a computer, because this light used to travel a lot, and then they get the direction because of where the shore is. So the teacher, according to me, is a lighthouse for the children to know the direction to which they should be traveling in life. Somebody used to say the milk is meant for the mother to be given to the child. But unfortunately, we exploit all this and then we take. I'm not taking that, not because of any of these things, but I just stopped. Milk, tea and milk coffee, that's the only thing. Doesn't matter. But there is a teaching like that. A milk is actually given to mother to be given to the child. Be it human, be it nature, anywhere. It's not meant for others to. But what we do, we give something to that suckling one and then remove it and then we extract other milk and we use it. Actually not meant this and that. Anyway, so to me a teacher is a lighthouse. So how many meanings we have taken now for Guru? Quite a few. All these are there. Nothing is excluding others. It's all what the expectation of the society from a good guru. So it's a lighthouse. Lighthouse, what is the difference between light and a lighthouse? Light and a lighthouse. We have this motto, lighted to enlighten. So what's the purpose of light? What's the purpose of light?
To remove darkness.
Remove darkness, yes. That is light. Light is knowledge. By the light of knowledge, what happens? The darkness of ignorance goes. Very simple. The darkness of ignorance can go only with the light of knowledge. It cannot go with the light of heat. It cannot with the light of cold. The ignorance is a darkness, and that ignorance can be removed only with light. So look at this stage. When we had so many lights there, it was quite shining. So when the lights went dim and quite a few of them were switched off, then there's a little bit of darkness. So the first lesson on light and darkness is only light can remove darkness. Number one. Absence of light is darkness. Number two. Number three, the more the light, the lesser the darkness. So why there is darkness in the society now? Absence of light. Absence of sufficient light. So providing sufficient light to remove the darkness in the minds of the disciples is the role, is the duty, is the obligation, is the call of a guru. Providing sufficient light to remove the darkness of ignorance in the minds of the disciples is the role, the duty, the call, the function, whatever you call it. So that is a guru. So how do you shape a child? How many of you have heard this story of Michelangelo when he was given a wooden block and asked him, how do you make an elephant out of it? Have you heard this story? You have heard of Michelangelo? I'm sure you would have heard of Michelangelo. What is his best known artwork? Michelangelo? Yes, David, Moses. There are so many. Why don't we speak Moses is the famous quote about him. He made this sculpture. You have heard about it, no? You have heard this sculpture of Moses, Michelangelo. It was so lively. So after making it, he felt he is not speaking. Then he took that hammer and gave a blow to the knee of this same the sculptor which he made. And then asked him, why don't you speak? And that original with the knee broken is still there in the Michelangelo's collection. That is kept in Italy. Yes, I've seen it. So the word is, why don't you speak? So, so he was given a block, wooden block, and asked, how do you make an elephant out of it? How do you make it? If you are given a wooden block and asked to make an elephant out of it, how do you make it? The answer was simple. Answer was simple. He told, just remove all that is not of elephant from this wooden block and the finished product will be elephant. Just remove all that is not of elephant from this block, from this wooden block, then the finished product would be elephant. In Malayalam, I say, "Aane allathathella maattikkanal avasheshikkunna aanayirikkum." That is Malayalam. If you want to translate it in Hindi, you can do it. If you want to be more clear, or rather clearer about it, you remove from this wooden block all that is not fitting to an elephant, and the remaining would be a good elephant. That's how it is made. So he takes a stone. So what he does is, he doesn't make a particular product. He only has this product in his mind and removes all that is not fitting to that product. And then the best product comes out. Is there any better example for you as a guru to shape a disciple? So a teacher, if he is one who is able to reach, you know, this one will be a good musician. This one will be a leader. This one will be a great social worker like our Saki. This one will be a great homemaker. This will be a great social, teacher. This will be a great advocate. So you are able to see the orientation in the child. Rather than you getting oriented, you are able to see the orientation in the child as to what is the special talent. And you are able to identify that talent and then helping or facilitate that child to go the way that he is bound to be or meant to be or called to be or good to be. Right? So remove from him all what is not required of a good human being. He'll be a good human being. So that is another good example I wanted to give you when I speak about a little bit of a motivation as far as, or rather orientation as far as grooming the children is. What is the meaning of the word grooming? Grooming. This is a modern word used. Grooming. Grooming. Grooming, Grooming.
Nurturing.
Bringing up, rearing up. Brings the best out of grooming, yes. Yes. Shaping, yes. Shaping, there's a good meaning, shaping. So therefore, my dear gurus, in your hands are given a deposited. They're deposited. Your deposits in the bank. You have sometimes deposited some money in the bank. It is at rest assured, no? It will only grow. Am I right? A money in the bank will only grow, no? Or will it reduce? It will never reduce. It will only grow. At least a minimum 1 paisa interest also at least you will get. If at all you have a deposit. Yeah, many of us may not have deposits in the bank. That's why you are not answering. Yeah. But I'm saying in principle, what is deposited will only grow. So the parents, the society, deposit. And I use the word entrust. Trust. Because they have a trust in you. Trust. That trust is that in the hands of this guru, my child is safe, number one. My child will be shaped. So safe and shaped. Right. Shaped and groomed and then formed into the best of what he can be and what she can be. So making the best of a ward. This is another word which I didn't use. Ward. What's the meaning of ward? Yeah. Who has ward? That is always used in connection with what? Like teacher, student, guru, disciple.
Warden ward.
Parent?
Warden ward.
Warden ward. Give me a better expression. There's a legislation also. Guardian. Guardian and wards act. That's legislation. So guardian has a ward. So if we say they are our wards, who are we? We are guardians. What do we guard? What do we guard? So I said the word safety. God. What do we guard? So we are guardians. There's another expression I'm using for the teachers. So how many have I used now? How many? Teacher, guru, leader, guardian, porter, mali, lighthouse, facilitator. I also said light because only light removes darkness, no? Only the light can remove the darkness in the minds of the wards or the children who are entrusted to you. It's a trust. Trust the parents have, trust the school have, trust the society has, trust the people around has in the hands of a teacher. So, but the moment this becomes rotten, becomes the worst. Don't forget that. Nallathu cheethayayal ettavum cheethayavum. Means if the good becomes bad, that becomes the worst. That's the literal meaning of that. As I give you apple, you keep one apple for 5 days outside your fridge, you will know what it is. So be guarded against that also. Because if something happens to a guru, something happens to a teacher, something happens to a leader, something happens to, yes, fall will be great. Don't forget that. So we'll be doubly guarded. That's why the word guardian is used. Guardian. The one who guards himself and guards others who are entrusted to his custody. That's the meaning of the word guardian. Therefore, my dear gurus, you have the immense potential in you to make the destiny, to change the destiny, to shape the destiny of the wards entrusted to you. How do you do that? How do you do that? You can do it, one of course, there are three typical expressions used, no? One is information. Okay, you have not heard that also. I'll tell you that. There are three expressions used that way. One is information, second is formation, third is transformation. Information, formation, transformation. This is actually the function of an educational institution. So you inform them and you form them and you help them to transform the society. You inform them, you form them, and you help them to transform the society, their own parents. So many of us would have become better because of our children, you know. Am I right? Am I right? Many aspects, no? Because of them, we have become better person. Am I right? I can say I have. I've been benefited by some of the challenges they have posed me. And then I realized, yes. So my last, the 10th one which I should be telling you for a teacher is the one who should be in a position to challenge. Teacher should be the person who should be in a position to challenge the student. Look at me. Look at me. In a position to challenge. As a human being. In all, you are expected the embodiment of all human qualities. The way you dress your sari, the way you put your pants, the way you put your shirt, the dress that you make, the mustache you keep, the haircut you have, the hairstyle you keep, all this, am I right? The children don't learn from the way their parents have the haircut or hairstyle. They say, my teacher had this hairstyle, this. No? It goes. Reason is, it is very simple. What is that? You smile. Why is it so? You are more genuine than their parents. As simple as it is. Their parents, they know. I have a beautiful story on this. Not a story. This is one which I actually, from my experience. Once I was talking to the students who have been selected in my particular state, the best talents of the state. There were 72 of them when they finished their plus 2. That means sufficiently mature. So I, after my talk, I asked one question to them. Say, you have been taught 12 years on so many great things. Let me put to you one test. How many of you, in the 12th year, the final examination of higher secondary or plus 2, if the teacher comes, because he has taught you so many good qualities of honesty, truth, trustworthiness, obedience, discipline, etc. And the teacher comes and distributes the question papers and the answer sheets. And he says, I will come after 2 hours. You have 2 hours to write for the examination. And how may I ask the question to the students? How many of you will write the answers without doing any mischief? Without copying? Without consulting? How many of you? You tell me, what is your expectation? 72 best talents of a state after doing plus 2. This question I asked, how many of you, the students will write the examination without copying, without any mischiefs? What is your expectation? Let me ask you, Ridu ma'am.
20%.
20 plus, oh, very good. Out of 72 to 20, that means it is almost 35%. Let me ask my good friends here. Sir, how much would you expect? 4. That's right. This is 1%. Yes. No, less than 1%. My mathematics is poor. Less than 1%. Yeah, 7 is almost 0.6%. No, I'm sorry. 4 is actually 5%. Whatever it is. It's not mathematics that is important. How many will you expect, madam? Of the 72? 25? No one. Okay. So we have no expectation. My God, having taught them for 12 years, why don't you expect that they will be honest, trustworthy, truthful? So what did you teach them? If you are not in a position to say, honestly say, my child will not indulge in any mischief. He has been groomed by me. He has been formed by me. She has been shaped by me. I have taught her for 12 years. I know her. She will not do that. You are not in a position to say, na? Are we in a position to say? Do we have that confidence in them? Who said all the 72? You said all the 72. Oh my God. Should we for some particular award? Eh? All 72. Why did you expect 72? From a quite few lakhs, the best ones.
The best ones.
The best ones. But the best ones I'm asking. See, your friends say maybe 4, maybe 20, maybe 25. But you are saying all the 72. They are the cream. So they will, all the 72 will be honest, truthful. Huh? How many of you would agree with this teacher who says all the 72, 100% will be honest, truthful, genuine? And can you raise your hands? Any one of you? All the 72 will be like that? Nahi hai? It's not possible. Ah, yeah. He's putting down his hand, not rising up. Yeah. Raising up, sorry. Eh? Is thumbs down, not thumbs up. Anybody for thumbs up for this teacher? All the 72 will be like that? Sir says it is impossible. Kyun? So what have you been teaching them 12 years? Teaching, but our problem is there is a but. He is good, but she is all right, but. But why do you say but? It's not other but I am saying beauty but. No, we always use in our conversation, no? Things are all right, but there's no problem. It's a good school. But we always say that. But how is he? He is all right. He's very studious, very earnest, hardworking. But we all there's a but.
What are the parameters?
So you can use the mic, sir. Yeah, it's working. You can speak to the mic.
Yeah, what are the parameters for selection? First, you tell me that parameters. On these parameters, we
all
have
best parameters were used to select them, like their ability, like their character and conduct and capacity are good. 3C.
Characters and
character, conduct, capacity, the best.
In that sense, then that we can say yes.
Yes. Oh, 72. All that. I have a company for you. At least one there is a company. Because he is very guarded. He says depends on the selection. Depends on the selection. Now I started this story, not story, this event, or rather event which I really saw with my naked eyes, to whom I interacted. There was none. I'm telling you, there was none. Not even a single child was in a position to say upon conscience that I will not do any mischief. Because according to them, what's wrong with that? This is the question which children ask now, no? What's wrong with that? Even if they do the worst things, they will ask, what's wrong with that? On any moral issue, you question a child, she will ask or he will ask, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? When the question is asked 5 times, you will also think, oh, what's wrong with that? Eh? You also started thinking, what's wrong with that? Eh? If 10 children say, what's wrong with that, then why should there's something wrong with me, then what's wrong with that? You also think, am I right? There is something definitely wrong with that. My story is, the event which I wanted to say is not that. So after my class, I made them realize what is truthfulness, what is truth, what is honesty, and what is the rectitude in life, attitudes in life, success in life. So many things I just talked to them. And then finally, after my class, I made them stand up and say loudly that none of us in our life will be dishonest hereafter. Why don't you give a clap? Eh? That was something is a very, very difficult task. Yes, they gave a standing ovation and said, we will not be dishonest in our life because we have realized what is truth, what is the value of truth in life, and what is honesty, what the success of life depends on what, etc. So many things. So when I was walking out, this is where I wanted to say, when I walked out, one child came after me and he told me, sir, at least next time when you come, please call all our parents. All our parents, when you do, all our parents, and you ask the same question. You know the answer was? You know the answer was? The child also said the answer. What the answer? Sir, all of them will say yes, but we know they will not. I'm saying this is actually what happened. All of them will say we'll never copy, but we know they will copy. So this is their estimate of their own parents. It is in that situation children come to you. Their laboratory, which is their laboratory? Their home. They are not able to test and see 2 plus 2 is 4 because at home he sees 2 plus his father making 2 plus 2 as 6, if not 8. His mother making 2 plus 2 at least 5. And making it horrible for the father not making it 6. This is what he sees or she sees at home in the laboratory. But the child comes to you. Comes to you for what? To develop right attitudes. Right attitudes. So please help the children, the students, the wards, the disciples, the followers to develop right attitudes in life. This is where you make them good human beings. Right attitudes. Right attitudes. Shaju sir, the Reena ma'am is to take over when? And then I will stop in 5-10 minutes. Remember. All bad things also should come to an end. Right attitudes. These right attitudes, one towards money, one towards pleasure, third towards power, fourth towards position, fifth towards popularity, sixth towards possessions. These are all the attitudes. No, these attitudes shape us. No, my attitude. Who said? Bertrand Russell. Yes. Two things. Two attitudes shape your destiny. Your attitude towards money and your attitude towards. He spoke to men. So what would have he said? Woman. Yes. Attitude towards money and woman makes your character. So I am saying about the 6 attitudes. Money, power, pleasure, position, possession, popularity. All these attitudes, please help the children, your disciples, your followers, your wards, to develop right attitudes. Success. So success achieved in the right way, at the right time, is only the success that will remain. All other success will fade away. You tell them upon your conscience and tell them, help them to realize. Success is not always your win in a competition. It's a race, no doubt about it. Winning is not always the success. The mark of success is not always being the first, but the mark of success is being the best. Not the first, but the best. Not the first, but the best. Thank you. I would like to interact with you if you have something to ask for some time. Because all this time I have been speaking, though I ask questions, I've been saying the answers also. So I would like you to have anything to ask. It is a time for you to ask. If they are comfortable to ask in Hindi, you can translate and tell me also.
Teachers, you are requested to ask.
No, if you want to, yes.
Okay, I have a question. Sometimes we do things which are against our principles, against our conscience, but we do it because we have to do it. There's no other option left. So to save our skin sometimes. So do you think that is something which is rightful?
So what do you do when you do something against your conscience and against your conviction? What do you do? What is actually happening in you? When you do something against your conscience, against your conviction, what's happening in you?
I lose my sleep. Something that ponders me always.
Since you are a student of literature also, Shakespeare said a beautiful answer. The valiant never taste death but once.
Okay.
The valiant never taste death but once. Never purge your conscience. Never compromise your convictions for the sake of doing something because, chalo, if the whole world is like that, if I am the only one to say the other way, people will think I am mad. Somebody said, no, orientation is because, Reena said, no, orientation is required because sometimes we are disoriented. So disoriented has become the order, so orientation has become the disorder now. So therefore, this is when the people think, everybody does like then why should I be an exception? Why should I? And what's wrong with that? These are the two questions children ask you. You are absolutely right in your question. Why should I? And what's wrong with that? If A, B, C, D, E is like that, are like that, why should I be not? Why should I not? And what's wrong with that? These are the two questions we should be prepared and telling them upon your conviction, your own conviction. Because you should be, in fact, I would have said, maybe towards the end, no, it's ending now. I would also put it ulta, enlighten to lighten. Lighted to enlighten. So, as teachers of, or rather gurus of Deebalaya, my request will be also to complete the orientation in you as somebody in Deebalaya. You should be enlightened to lighten the burden, to lighten the burden of darkness, to lighten the burden of what you call moral crunch, to lighten the burden of wants, or so many things. So therefore, help them to take pride in somebody said no following law. Always said help them. We live in a society where people take pride in breaking law, but help and do and help others to have that satisfaction in following law. Never be a lawbreaker, but be a person abiding law, obeying law. Be a law-abiding, not a law-breaking citizen. Even if a small law, law means this is an order like this. The chairs are to be put in this order. Somebody says, no, I want to sit this side. What's wrong with that? No, but you are actually causing a disorder. So order is something which regulates you, which makes discipline, which disciplines you. So I was always tell the children, your discipline decides your destiny. As simple as it is. Your discipline decides your destiny. Your destiny is not designed by God. God has created you, and what you should become is given in your hands. The choice is yours. He has not predestined as to what you should be. Kurian should be a judge. He should be a lawyer. She should be a teacher. No, there's nothing like that. It's all destiny that we shape. So my discipline will decide my destiny. And that when I said about attitudes, I will also say my attitudes will determine my altitude. How great am I will be measured by my attitudes. Or this 5-6 attitude that's told you, no? Money, power, pleasure, possession, popularity, success. Yes. So every time you do something against your conviction and conscience, you are indirectly dying. This is what I said. So this indirect death is the culture of death that's happening in the society. So that's where we have to voice, not make noise, but raise our voice against the culture of death and culture of silence. My mic.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. So definitely we do agree with you that my discipline decides my destiny. But we all have, being teachers, we all have a great concern to be disciplined. Maybe how to again manage our time. We wonder always, again, it's a mystery for me all the time, how do you manage your time to be disciplined in this way? Say almost 5 hours you are here with us. Again, you have to again continue with your work. And when we are again given some deadlines, we are totally again lost. So would you please just guide us how to manage our time efficiently and to again come to that discipline?
How many of you have gone to a lawyer for any case? Any situation? Has any one of you gone to any lawyer? All right. If at all you will go to a lawyer, which lawyer would you choose? A busy lawyer or a lazy lawyer? Now, I'm saying this, there's a beautiful saying in our profession. See, only a busy lawyer will be a person who is talented, successful. A person without any brief will not be having any experience also. So, managing time is actually is an art. One is an art, the other is a gift. Third is an effort. It's an art, it's a gift, it's an effort. If you put in effort, the talents will grow. When the talents will grow, gifts will come. This as simple as it is. So putting the effort is the most important thing by adjusting your time. So if you want to find time, so I used to tell people, somebody asked a question, sir, how do you find time to go to church? I'm a Christian. I take pride in saying that I try to live as a Christian and I go to church every day. So Phalin Nariman, the jurist, the greatest jurist, is now still alive. He asked me, Judge, how do you find time? I asked a counter question. Sir, because of want of time, do you spare your meals? Do you spare your toileting? Do you spare your change of dress? Do you spare your sleep? So do you spare your time for entertainments, for socializing, for your drinks? So for all those things you find time. The time that you lack is for time for prayer, for introspection. I said, if you have time for prayer and introspection, you will have time for everything else. That's my personal experience I shared with him. But I'm saying, because I'm an ardent believer in God. If God is with you, then none can be against you. If with God you are a hero and without God you are a zero. These are all small things which we used to tell our children also. So, it's God who has given us time and He is there to help you to adjust your time, provided you find right priorities. That's very important. Finding right priorities in life is important. He gave me a beautiful definition, example of wisdom and knowledge. He told me this morning, knowledge and wisdom, the difference. He told me, to know that tomato is a fruit is knowledge. And not to put tomato in fruit salad is wisdom. I really appreciate it. You must give a clap to him.
Thank you, sir. Sir, this question is actually related to law. And since our independence, which case do you think has impacted most in our society? Was it the Keshavananda Bharati case? Was it the Minerva Mills? Which one do you think had the most impact as a society?
No, on democracy, you said the right case. On democracy, Keshavananda Bharati case, because Keshavananda Bharati is a decision by 13 judges in the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court held that there are certain basic things in the Constitution which nobody can amend, like rule of law, democracy, secularism, independence of the judiciary, separation of powers. All these are the basic structures or basic columns which you cannot remove. So there is a power for the Parliament to amend the Constitution, but the Keshavananda Bharati case said there are certain aspects in the Constitution which are called basic structures, the fundamental norms, which cannot be amended even by any elected Parliament, even with the thumping majority. So that way it has the most significant relevance in the democracy. There have been several cases on personal guarantee, like Maneka Gandhi. There are several cases, but this one is very important for democracy. Yes. Right, Shaju sir, I think Reena ma'am is also waiting there patiently and a little impatiently. All the questions they have to ask her also. Thank you very much in granting me this opportunity to be with you, to freely associating with you. And just, have you seen, how many Malayalis are here? You have seen puttu. Yeah, non-Malayalis also have heard puttu. The rice that is boiled, steamed, not boiled, steamed in a steaming rice in a steam? Yeah, right. You put a nadil in between, etc. And after you let out the steam cake, what remains there in that jar or some particles of rice, some particles of that nariyal. So after this orientation also, I wish and pray at least some particles still remain there. God bless you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Very beautifully said. It's almost like Vini Visi Vidi. I came, I saw, I conquered, I learned from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I have no words to express my gratitude. Just asking one question to all my teachers. Will you be honest? Yes or no? Little louder. Yes, not enough. Yes, will you be honest? Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Right? So, I don't know how to thank Kurian sir. I take this opportunity to express my gratitude and also behalf of my President Deebalaya, all the teachers of Gusbati, BSKE, Sanjay Colony and Golkua, Ramdithi, right? I take this opportunity to thank and express my gratitude. I'll tell you my personal experience. During this COVID time, right, so we, as a family, we had gone through many problems, turbulence. He's the man. He's the man who stood with me. He's the man actually who's told me, Sakhi, whatever happens, I'll be with you. I'm with you. Put your hands together. I need one standing ovation for Kurian sir. Please. Put your hands together.
Dear teachers, I want you all to settle down for the next session we have with Reena ma'am. Not very long, just 1.5 hours, and then we can fill our stomachs to the fullest. Ma'am, you're...
Good afternoon, everyone. थक गए हो, भूख लगी है, जाने का मन है, be very honest. No? सुनोगे मुझे? लेकिन मैं सुनाने ही नहीं आ रही कुछ. It's a beautiful day. Is it a beautiful day? Yes, you're blessed? Do you think you're in a profession where you are going to be a blessing for others? Yes. So be blessed so that you be a blessing to others. And I welcome you to Ek Ehsaas Motivational Workshop, which is my first initiative of Ek Ehsaas Foundation. Ehsaas matlab? Only feeling? I feel hungry. Is it as simple as that? और क्या है? एहसास का मतलब उर्दू अल्फाज है, पर बताओ क्या होता है इसका अर्थ? Realization. In Malayalam it is तिरुचर्व. Okay? अब जैसे आपको रात को ठंड लगी है, and then 6 o'clock is the alarm. 2:30 you feel cold and you get up you suddenly wake up. What do? You keep sleeping in that uncomfortable Thand position, yes? What do? You take a blanket, bed sheet, close the window, put off the fan, AC, whatever, right? After that, what happens? You feel comfortable till 6 o'clock, you'll have a wonderful feeling? That's what I'm saying. Ehsas is very deep-rooted. Ehsas will force you to take action. And once you take action, and if it is a good action, the result is going to be good. So, ehsas nahi to kuch bhi nahi. This is the tagline I have. With that note, I welcome you to my workshop. And ever since I got to know about Dipalya, knowing the mission and vision, and this morning, Madam also said, we build human beings. I was recalling when Salman Khan had introduced a T-shirt, Being Human. There was a question one student asked me. That time I was a teacher. After that, I grew up to be HM and principal and CEO. And in 2019, I quit from my professional life and I chose to be a social activist full-time, though I'm an educationist. I keep visiting schools wherever I'm invited, and I keep taking classes to generate income for my initiatives, Campaign Against Hunger and a Destitute Home. That's my life. So the student had asked me, ma'am, t-shirt पहनने से human बन जाते हैं? बच्चे का सवाल है ये, t-shirt पहनने से human बन जाते हैं, being human. इंसान अगर समझ सकता है कि उसे ईश्वर ने अपने रूप में ढाया है, तो वो कर जाएगा वो काम, क्योंकि हमारे अंदर ईश्वर है. मानते हो ये बात? विश्वास करते हो? हर धर्म हमें इसे सिखाता है. नमस्ते का मतलब ही ये है कि तुम्हारे अंदर जो ईश्वर है उसको मैं नमन करता हूँ, राइट? तो अगर आपके बच्चे आपको नमन करते हैं तो आप उस नमन के लायक हो या नहीं, वो आपने जांचना है. आई एम नोबडी टू डू इट. आई विल नॉट टेक एक्शन फॉर यू. यू विल हैव टू टेक एक्शन फॉर योर सेल्फ. यू आर द वन. आई विल ओनली इनिशिएट अ रियलाइजेशन. सिर्फ एहसास जगा के जाऊंगी. एक्शन लेना आपका काम है, एंड द रिजल्ट ऑल्सो यू विल रीप. सो विद दैट नोट, ये लाइट ऑफ कर दो, ये तभी दिखेगा. It's a journey. No one is ahead of you or behind you. You are not more advanced or less enlightened. You are exactly where you need to be. It's not a contest. It is life. We are all teachers and we are all students. Please repeat. We are all teachers and we are all students. And whom do we deal with? Students. सर बोल गए बहुत अच्छे से. गुरु के शिष्य होते हैं, है ना? गार्डियन के वार्ड होते हैं, मानते हो? लीडर्स के फॉलोअर्स होते हैं. तो ये जो लाइफ है, ये जिंदगी, आप जिंदगियों के साथ डील करते हो. यू आर डीलिंग विद लाइफ एंड यू आर आंसरेबल टू द ऑलमाइटी गॉड. यू विल बी क्वेश्चन्ड कि आपने क्या किया. यू हैव टू गिव एन अकाउंट टू इट. तो इस चीज़ को हमेशा आप ध्यान रखना. So let's enter a small spiritual checkup, because Dipalya is known to build human beings, and we are also human beings. We also have our difficulties, our gray areas, black areas. So let's not hide those areas under the carpet. Let's take the onus. We should not be only awarded for good things, but also we should take the onus of certain areas which could be transformed into a brighter and a better one. So if you have a physical problem, where do you go? To a doctor. There are certain symptoms, right? But if you have spiritual ailments, then what do? You go to God. But I will not name God as any particular religious name. I'll call him Supreme Power. Is that okay? We are all on the same page? Supreme Power. So what happens? I went to the Supreme Powers clinic to have my routine checkup, and it was confirmed that I was ill. We were ill. We all are in the Supreme Powers clinic. When the Supreme Power took my blood pressure, it showed I am low in tenderness, which means we should be high in tenderness. We should be kind-hearted teachers. But if our tenderness level is low, that means we are not kind. We are strict, we are rude, we are selfish, we are everything which we should not be. That we need to analyze, introspect, look deep into ourselves. The principal need not know, your colleagues need not know, you need to introspect every day. Are you low in tenderness? Are you a kind-hearted teacher or you are rude? When the divine power read my temperature, the thermometer registered 40 degrees of anxiety. Anxious. Always anxious. Because you are a mother, you are a father, you are anxious about your children. Suppose you are on probation, you are anxious about your confirmation letter. You are anxious about your family matters and your bank balance. And do you know, when you are anxious, what happens? You produce in your body cortisol, which is a stress hormone. Stress hormone is a very dangerous hormone in our body. It keeps producing, and that can even lead to cancer. So what are the happy hormones which should be produced? Endorphin, dopamine, oxytocin, so serotonin, and all these good hormones only will be released and only work if the cortisol level comes down. So my dear teachers, don't be anxious. When you are anxious, not only your body tissues are depleting, you will transfer the anxiety to the other person. अगला आपके घर में शांत होगा, आपका हस्बैंड, आपका बच्चा, थोड़ा वॉल्यूम कम कर दो, म्यूजिक का वॉल्यूम. So he will be disturbed constantly. So please don't be anxious. Bring down your anxiety level. It is not good for anybody, but especially for teachers. It is not good for teachers to be anxious. The Supreme Power is also a cardiologist. He ran an ECG and it said, "Oh my child, your arteries are blocked with loneliness. You have an empty heart." And teachers, if your heart is blocked because you are lonely and you are not happy and your heart is not filled with love, it is empty, what love will you give to the children? And you spend morning quality time in school. अपने जीवन का और अपने दिन का बेहतरीन हिस्सा आप स्कूल में स्पेंड करते हो. मानते हो ये बात? आपके बच्चे, आपके स्टूडेंट्स भी स्पेंड करते हैं. तो एक एंग्शियस टीचर अपने क्लास को कैसे बनाएगा? अगर आप में प्यार नहीं है तो ऑटोमेटिकली आप अपने बच्चों को भी नहीं बोल पाओगे. लव इज दैट सेंसिटिव एंड दैट ब्यूटिफुल एंड लाइफ इज वेरी प्रेशियस. यू कैन ओनली लिव योर लाइफ वंस. सर ने पूछा था ना आपसे, आपके बच्चे क्या आपको फॉलो करना चाहेंगे? आपने सोचना, आपने जांचना है. आई विल ओनली इनिशिएट रियलाइजेशन थ्रू माई work. The Supreme Power, also an orthopedic. And he said, "My child, you're a teacher and you're lame. Because you cannot walk by your brother's side and you're not able to hug your friends because you have fractured yourself. Because of envy, jealousy, and you're totally tripped." तो अगर आपके अंदर जलन है, you're not able to appreciate somebody who is an achiever and happens to be a colleague's child, and you don't like that colleague, whatever the reason be, genuine or fake, you're created or actually you are to be blamed. Why should the child be victimized? I'm saying this out of experience. I've been a teacher also. I was not born principal. I worked hard as a teacher, and then I grew up to be a school leader. I have faced this. At times, my children were targeted because my colleague did not like me. So if it is happening amongst you, stop it. There's up there somebody who wouldn't like it. So give your dark areas while you're in this. And I call it workshop. I'll tell you why. There's a reason behind it. The Supreme Power, also an ophthalmologist, and said, "My dear child, you're short-sighted. Because you always see shortcomings of others. You never appreciate anybody. You don't see anything good in others. You don't see good in your children. You don't see good in your students. We are training our eyes to see only bad things. Is it good? आपको अच्छा लगेगा अगर आपकी बुराइयां ही कोई देखे तो? Time has come, we put a stop. And today is the first day of the rest of your life. जो बीत गया, बीत गया. बहुत साल बीत गए. One academic year is also gone. You're at the threshold of beginning a new academic year, a fresh start. So let's begin today. आज का दिन आपके बचे हुए जिंदगी का पहला दिन है. Today is the first day of the rest of your lives. When I complained about deafness, the Supreme Power answered that you are not listening to me on daily basis. And because my doctor has said that, I have to take a decision. And what decision did I take? For all of my physical, mental, and spiritual diseases, the Supreme Power gave me a free consultation, thanks to His mercifulness. So I also took a pledge that once I leave this clinic, I take only the natural remedies He prescribed through His words of truth. And the first one is, every morning, take a full glass of gratitude. Shukrana, teri meherbaniyan, data tu hi hai jisne diya hai. Give Him back. Thank that in the morning you're awake. That many did not see the sunrise. You have a job to go to. You have clothes to wear. You have a kitchen where you can go and make your morning tea. You can even go to the washroom. You know, sometimes when I take classes for others also, I say, even going to the toilet is a wow moment. Do you ever thank that? Have you ever sat on the shit pot and thank God that you are able to pass your motions and urinate on your own? We never do it because it's become a routine. Like in hospitals, aake dekho, the people who are with bedridden and they have surgeries done because they're not able to pass motion or they're not able to urinate. We close the door and do it because we know they are private moments of ours. But unknowingly, unintentionally, we keep on living the same life. Please pause. Let's pause. Take a breath and evaluate. Where are we? Are there any moments which is going without gratitude to the Almighty or to the people with us? Okay, so every morning, what will you take? A full glass of gratitude determines altitude of a person. How high you will go, gratitude will determine. Every day when you go to work, take 1 spoon of peace. Carry the peace with you. Can you borrow? जैसे आप borrow करते हो टीचर से, बहन पेन दियो जरा मुझे साइन करना है. Can you borrow peace? मुझे थोड़ी सी शांति दे दे. शांति एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो हमारी आत्मा को दुकान में नहीं मिलेगी, किसी से नहीं मिलेगी. ये रब की आत्मा ही आपको दे सकता है. रब की आत्मा आपकी आत्मा को शांति देगा. मरने के बाद नहीं, जिंदगी में भी शांति चाहिए. So it's something which you need to carry always. Be peaceful. Let people throw garbage at you. You be cool. That's where our ego has to come down. Every hour, take 1 pill of patience, 1 cup of brotherhood, and 1 glass of humility. Patience, sabr. Very important. आजकल आपको लगता है कि सब्र सिखा रहे हैं हम, पेशेंस सिखा रहे हैं. That is also virtue of God's spirit. स्कूल में टीचर्स कहते हैं हरी अप हरी अप हरी अप हरी अप, कहते हो? घर में माँ बाप क्या कहते हैं? जल्दी करो जल्दी करो जल्दी करो. जल्दी करो इज अ बीमारी, इट इज अ सिंड्रोम. और यही बच्चे जो जल्दी करो और हरी अप सीखते हैं, जब ये बड़े हो जाएंगे और आप लोग बूढ़े हो जाओगे, जब आप अपने बच्चे से कहोगे बेटा सब्र कर, पुत्र मुझसे नहीं होता, एंड व्हाट विल द चाइल्ड आंसर? सब्र. वो क्या होता है? हमें तो किसी टीचर ने नहीं सिखाया सब्र, माँ बाप ने नहीं सिखाया सब्र. इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग हरी अप, instead of saying jaldi karo, can we change into time management skills? A beautiful question was asked to Sir about time management. And what the answer he gave? Prioritize. हमें सीरियल भी देखना है, डिनर का टाइम भी ऐसे होगा, गप्पे भी मारनी है, फ़ोन कॉल भी करना है, माँ बाप को भी हेलो कहना है, हमने प्रायोरिटाइज किया ही नहीं। इसलिए पॉज लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है। टेक आउट टाइम एंड नो what is required. You cannot have everything on your plate and make khichdi out of it. सबका अपना beauty है. You will enjoy the beauty only if you are peaceful. Enjoy the brotherhood, the sisterhood. Even animals are better these days than human beings. सांप भी फन उठाता है डंक मारने से पहले। The big cats, lions and leopards, वो भी घुर्राते हैं, हाथी भी चिंगाड़ता है। एक केवल इंसान है, मुंह में राम, बगल में छुरी। क्या हम टीचर्स वंचित हैं इससे? हम भी उसी दायरे में आते हैं। Degrees could be different. If I ask you to write an essay on it, 250,000 words and 2,000 rupees is the award, or 25,000 rupees an award, I will get beautiful essays here. But are we practicing what we are preaching? So when you answered, sir, this morning, one of you I was hearing, we should also live up to our children's expectation. Only then they will follow. And there were many challenges in my life. If I get time, I'll do. I'm actually hard pressed for time. 2 o'clock, I know I have to wind up. But whatever comes and what the Spirit of God inspires, I'll be sharing with you. Humility, namrata, that's again another virtue which is given to you by God. It's not bowing down. You can even bow down with your eyes. आपका शर्म, आपकी नम्रता आपकी आँखों में दिखेगा. There's a body language you can make out who is rude and who is proud. And you can see your student saying, I understand his body language, her body language. What about our body language? Do the authorities understand what we are? And I'm sure the Dipaliya teachers are way ahead of many. This is not my first workshop. I have already completed 320 workshops for teachers and students and other professionals, and this is certainly not my last workshop. But I know whom I am addressing. I get that positive energy from you. So understand who created you and what values you need to showcase when you proudly say, I'm created by God. And we carry God's DNA, remember this. We carry God's DNA. You may be Mrs. and Mr. Sharma's child, or Mrs. and Mr. Malhotra's child, or whatever your parents' name and surname is. But the basic, rudimentary, the baseline is you carry God's DNA. You're God's child. You just cannot forget that and go about doing your own businesses. We teachers are going to be judged strictly. Bible says that in James chapter 3, teachers, not everybody should be a teacher. Teachers are going to be judged very strictly. And everything is recorded in the books of the Most High because God's Spirit is everywhere. So when you get back home, take one dose of love. चिड़िया भी तो अपने घोंसले में वापस जाती है, लेकिन आप जब घर पहुंचते हो और आपके बच्चे कहते हैं मम्मी मम्मी पापा पापा, चुप रहो बच्चों, शांति रखो प्लीज, थक गई, चुप कहते हो, प्लीज डोंट स्टॉप देम. वो अपने एक्साइटमेंट में मम्मी और पापा का इंतजार करते हैं, वो जो बोलना चाहते हैं उनसे सुनो. मेरे ओल्ड एज होम में आके देखो, वहां पे वो माँ बाप हैं जिनके बच्चे उन्हें पूछते नहीं हैं. तो अगर आज पूछ रहे हैं तो एंजॉय करो. और ये गलती हम टीचर्स, हम पेरेंट्स करते हैं. हम बच्चों से पूछते हैं, बेटा हाउ वाज योर डे, क्या हुआ स्कूल में, मैम ने क्या सिखाया, लंच खाया या अपने फ्रेंड्स को दिया. कहते हैं ना, यही बोलते हैं ना मम्मियाँ पापा. उसके बाद बच्चों से बोलो, तुम नहीं पूछोगे मम्मी से मम्मी का दिन कैसा रहा. तुम नहीं पूछोगे पापा से, पापा आपका दिन कैसा रहा, आपका ऑफिस कैसा रहा, आपने स्कूल में क्या किया, किससे मिले? जिन माँ बाप ने अपने बच्चों को ये नहीं सिखाया, वो बच्चे हमेशा यही सोचेंगे मम्मी पापा का ड्यूटी है बच्चों से पूछना, हमें नहीं पूछना है। इसलिए आज से ऐसे मत करना, प्लीज चेंज। दैट इज व्हाई आई सेड टुडे इज द फर्स्ट डे ऑफ व्हाट? ऑफ रेस्ट ऑफ योर lives or rest of my life. So let's change. And when you go to bed, take 2 caplets of clear conscience. आपके आत्मा में बोझ नहीं होना चाहिए. Say sorry to God. Say sorry for everything what happened that day. Something nasty. Forgive the person who hurt you and say sorry to God and resolve to say sorry to the person whom you hurt. You have hurt the person. Please. Only then you will have wonderful sleep. And if you can still sleep carrying all this baggage, then something seriously wrong, huh? The conscience has stopped speaking to you. That's a dangerous mark. If something is pricking your conscience, and right now if Spirit of God is pricking your conscience, my conscience, your conscience, we are still alive and human. अभी भी हाथ में है सब कुछ. Are you getting me? You very serious? बहुत सीरियस बना दिया मैंने. चलो थोड़ा सा हंसते हैं. मैं आहा बोलूंगी, आप ओहो बोलोगे. आहा. मजा नहीं आया. आपसे मैं कर रही हूँ. आहा. आहा. ओहो. Oh, chalo, yes. So like a good doctor, even God, Supreme Power, gives some precautions. He says, do not give in to sadness or desperation for what you're going through today. The Supreme Power knows how you feel. The Divine Power knows exactly and with perfection what is being allowed to happen to you in your life at this precise moment. आज इस छत के नीचे आपका और मेरा इस समय में मिलना तय था. That's why we are here. Every day you eat food, but today we are having food for our souls. Some food for our mind. Stomach will be filled automatically. पेट का भूख ऐसा है कि हम पगला जाते हैं, बावले हो जाते हैं, हम खा जाते हैं कुछ भी, right? बट हमारी आत्मा और हमारा मन प्यासा है, भूखा है, कभी नहीं सोचते. ठीक है ना, मोटिवेशन होता रहता है, हर साल होता है मोटिवेशन. We need to get motivated every day. There is a difference between motivation and inspiration. So you check for yourself. Are you motivated? Are you inspired to do something? Like Sir said, instead of being lighted to enlighten, be enlightened to lighten others. Beautiful. The Supreme Power's plan for you is simply perfect. The Supreme Power has a plan for each one of you. And for your children. And for your students. Maybe your child is going to be the next Sachin Tendulkar, M.F. Hussain, Kalpana Chawla, Indira Gandhi, or you. They may want to become you. Have you ever thought that? This morning, when I knew I had to address the students and teachers for 10 minutes, I thought I'll say something else. But something prompted me to tell Sir that I was his silent admirer for 6 years. I had his number for 6 years. I never gave him a call. I wanted to reach his position. I have not reached, but Almighty God made me sit next to him, sharing the same platform. I feel honored and blessed. So become something in life so that your students think, मुझे मैम से मिलना है. मैं कुछ बनकर जाऊंगा. He should not say, she should not say, मैं कुछ बनकर ना इस मैम के सामने जाऊंगा. You know, there is an attitude change in that. There is no humility in the second language, the second tone. And that happens with students. So, my dear teachers, my prayer for you, may the divine power give you all, for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial, for every problem life sends a faithful friend to share, and for every sigh a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer. This is not a seminar, because I don't give any certificate, I don't have any lectures here. I prefer calling it a workshop. A spiritual workshop probably. But why? What is a workshop? कभी सुना है राजू मोटर workshop? सुना हुआ है ना? देखा हुआ है? So what goes into a workshop? Vehicles? No, what goes? उसके अंदर जाता क्या है? Vehicles जाते हैं, mobile phones, washing machine, sewing machine, machinery goes, right? What are the 4 main functions? There are many functions that take place in a workshop. What are the 4 main functions that take place in a workshop? Repair is the first one. 3 other? Repair, yes, of course. Restoring, okay, but think about other functions. There are 4 main functions. One is repair. Second? I can't hear you, be loud. Cleaning is a sub-function. Main functions I'm talking about. Okay, I give you a hint. A part which is broken, you will repair it. But a part which is broken but cannot be repaired, you have to replace. The second function is replacing. Okay? Repair, replacing. What are the other 2 functions left? Checking is a sub-function. Servicing. Servicing can be called maintenance. Something is always good also. ऐसा नहीं है पूरी गाड़ी खराब है, अच्छी चीज़ें भी हैं, बट उसकी ज़िंदगी बनाए रखने के लिए सर्विसिंग, मेंटेनेंस की ज़रूरत है, मानते हो? सो रिपेयर, रिप्लेसमेंट, मेंटेनेंस, एंड द 4th one? What's the 4th one? Sorry? Add something or upgrade it, which is called modification. So, repair, maintenance, replacement, and modifications. These are the 4 main functions that take place in a workshop. In the similar manner, my dear teachers, this workshop, Ek Ehsaas workshop, will I have taken the onus, and I'll help you realize, yes, time has come. Something in your professional life and personal life has to be repaired. Something has to be replaced. And what is good has to be maintained. And some modification has to be done. Like गाड़ियों को आपने खरीदा, headlights बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, but ठंड में fog lights भी लगाना पड़ता है, right? तो आप अपने आप को upgrade करोगे? The senior most teachers, please don't say हमें computer नहीं आता या computer कैसे हम सीखें? आपको अपग्रेड करना होगा क्योंकि लाइफ इज डायनामिक. Things keep changing. It's okay if you don't know. I also do not know many things. How is the quality of my PowerPoint presentation? How is it? Okay? मेरे टाइम में नहीं था कंप्यूटर. मैंने कंप्यूटर नहीं सीखा था. जब सबसे पहले कंप्यूटर इंस्टॉल हुआ था हमारे स्कूल में 1988 में, I still remember I was in class 10, an outgoing class. एक बहुत बड़ा कंप्यूटर, एसी का रूम, सिर्फ एक ही रूम एसी वाला होता था, कारपेट डला हुआ था, चप्पलें हमें जूते बाहर रखने होते थे. And I sat in front of the computer. Wow, wow वाली feeling थी. And then I looked at the keyboard and I found all the alphabets here and there. Then I looked at my partner's keyboard. अच्छा तेरे में भी उल्टा सीधा लिखा है. Because what we studied was ABCD. I never knew it will be like that. I had only 1 week experience of working at the computer. Only when mobile phone came, our typing increased. But I learned PPT on my own. Nobody taught me. So we can upgrade ourselves. अगर मैं बोलती जाऊंगी आप बोर हो जाओगे. But if there are some audio visuals and some videos, you will be happy. It's easy to engage. So don't you want your students to be engaged? Upgrade yourself. Story time. A small little story. Not story, actually it's a real life incident. This happened long ago today's Germany was divided into East Berlin and West Berlin by Berlin Wall. You are aware of it? Yes? Berlin Wall divided East Berlin from West Berlin. And West Berlin were very powerful. Powerful not because they had muscular power, powerful because they had a huge area, lots of schools, universities, colleges, high paid salaries. Standard of life was very, very good as compared to the East Berliners. Small campus, not much of universities, small colleges, standard of life was poor because money wasn't there. And it says, we have heard many times, power corrupts. Have you heard power corrupts? Hello? Have you heard power corrupts people? Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So West Berliners were very corrupt. They were always into doing all malpractices. They were disturbing the East Berliners also. That was one of the reasons why the Berlin Wall came in. So they used to collect the garbage. I read this in Reader's Digest, right? So they collected garbage in 5 trucks. Broken leaves, all filthy, dirty, smelly garbage, rotten leaves, fruit peels, vegetable peels, everything that was filthy in 5 trucks. And they dumped it on the other side of the East Berliners campus every day. Do you think the action was good? आपके आंगन में कोई कूड़ा फेंक दे, एक बार, 2 बार, 3 बार चुप रहोगे, लेकिन बाद में तो गुस्से से कुछ बोलोगे. But this nonsense went on for years. Then one day, few youngsters got together and said, this should not take place. We should do something. And then they said, we will give them 10 trucks of garbage. Another said, why 10 trucks? We will collect their garbage also, and in one go, we will throw back 20 trucks. And an old man said, if you give back 20 trucks, they will throw back 40. Then you give 80 and they give 160. This nonsense has to stop. Do you want it to stop? Then do what I'm saying. And then he said, if they're giving you 5 trucks of garbage, please hire 10 trucks. Tomorrow morning itself. First truck, fill it with fresh fruits. Second bath, fresh vegetables, fresh flowers, garments, cookies, pastries, buns, medicines, storybooks, good, beautiful showpieces. Anything and everything you want to receive as gift, collect them in the trucks. And don't throw it because garbage is thrown. Gifts are given. So if there is a wall and you're not able to give, pour it in such a way that next morning when they get up, they see mountains of goodies in their campus. But write a message also. In big font, please write. Each one will give what each one has. You have garbage, you gave us garbage. We have good things, we gave you good things. Is the message clear to you? Is the message clear to you? तो imagine, जिस टीचर के अंदर शांति होगी, वो ही शांति फैलाएगा. जिसके अंदर जो है, वो ही दूसरे को देगा. अगर हमारे अंदर वो नहीं है, हम फेक नहीं कर सकते. You just cannot fake it. आजकल का ट्रेंड है, fake it till you make it. Please, ये सब दुनिया जो बोलता है ना, please, these things are not to be taken. Teach your children. वो काजोल और शाहरुख खान की एक मूवी आई थी, No thank you and no sorry among friends. My dear teachers, बोलो बच्चों को, उनको कॉपी ना करें. Thank you, sorry, please are still magical words. They are and it will remain like that, the magical words. काजोल शाहरुख को पैसे मिल गए डायलॉग्स बोलने के. वो डायलॉग सच है या नहीं, आप लोग बताओगे. कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी नहीं आके बताएगा. जिसको टीआरपी बढ़ानी थी उन्होंने बढ़ा ली, जिनको करोड़ों कमाने थे कर लिए. आप टीचर्स हो, आप गुरु हो, आप लाइट हाउसेस हो, आप गार्डियंस हो, आप पॉटर्स हो. आपने करना है. Each one will give what each one has. Now you determine what you have to upgrade, what is broken in you, should you repair, should you replace, should you modify, what is to be maintained. I can only initiate the realization. So, एक एहसास motivational workshop. The motto is own, sit here with open-mindedness, willingness to learn, and have a nurturing spirit to transform others. You have to transform others only if you have a nurturing spirit to transform yourself. This workshop is not about final answers. I don't have final answers for your problems, but yes, it's a search for excellence, and you will enhance yourself to deal with others. Others में कौन आते हैं? Your authorities, your colleagues, your students, and your parents. Parents means students' parents. I have a, Biju sir, please play. There's a video I'm going to play now, Be the Best. I'm going to give you a task. Only press when I ask you, just play it up. You have to listen to the lyrics and write down which line touched you the most and why. Out of the entire video, which line touched you the most and why? I'll make you read, few people to read it out. Yes, sir, please play. Enlarge. Louder. थोड़ा loud कर दीजिए. Okay, we'll pause and we'll play it again. Not now, after the teachers share. I'll make them dance that time. Okay. I believe there are teachers from 3 different schools, 3 different branches, right? Who are the teacher representatives? I want 3 teachers from each school to take the mic, use the podium there, and to share which line they liked or what touched them and why. So I do not know who is from where. I need 3 teachers from each school. So total 9 teachers. Please come up. अब समझ आया कैसे क्लास में बच्चे भी नहीं आंसर बोलते? Only when you pick. क्लास में बच्चे नहीं बोलते ना, तू जा तू जा तू जा. You're from which school, ma'am? Here, no? Okay, you can, 2 people from her school, her branch. होता है ना फ्रंट बेंच से सब आ जाते हैं, बैक बेंच से कोई नहीं आता. You're also from here? Oh, lovely. Please take the podium and mic there. Come on. You're from where, ma'am? Guspeti. I'm coming there tomorrow. Please, 2 more people to join her. Lovely, lovely. Very good. 1 more person. And where's the 3rd branch? Which place? And Kalkaji, where's done? 1 more place.
Sanjay Colony.
Okay. So these 2 only? Fine. Okay, please share. Yes, ma'am. Which line you liked
Good afternoon,
the most
everyone.
and why?
Am I audible to each one of you? Actually, the whole song is inspiring. Just for saying, I have to write a line, so I have written, we can't be captain, so there ought to be crew. Is it not working? Can you all hear me? So I have written, we cannot be captains, there ought to be crew. So I know captain is the main one for the voyage of ship, but without crew, again, he can't do anything. So we have
Without
to
the
be
captain, without the crew, what the captain can do, right?
Yes. Yeah, the same thing. If you cannot be a hammer, be a nail. Without the nail, there is no use of hammer. That's it.
For me, it is if you can't be the sun, you can be the star. So even if I'm not so bright enough, I can still show them a little speck of light with my motivation and love could be.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is Gunjan Pandey, and we belongs to the Guzbeti School, Depalia. And I just wanted to speak about the sun. That sun doesn't bother about that anything. If somebody other thinks about anything about you, you doesn't bother about it. Sun will be always shine there. So you must be shine as you are. Doesn't bothering about what other will be thought about you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. Myself Pooja from Guzbeti. I like the line, be the best of whatever you are, because I believe that God has given a role to each and everybody, and we have to play it, we have to give our best to play this role. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Pooja from Guspeti, Dipale. I like the first line, be the best of whatever you are. We should be perfect what we are in our profession.
So will you compare yourself with somebody else?
No.
No, you should not. That's what I'm trying to say. Never compare. Otherwise, your esteem will go down. Okay, I'm going to play this again and very loud, and I want everybody to rise up and dance. Whatever you want to dance. Please come. I want teachers to be very active. And you can join me. If you can be on the stage, all of you can be with me here. Okay? Yes, please play.
Behind the wing. Young? We are all young.
Those who are young,
We are all young.
are you the best? Come out.
We are all young. Who said?
At least clap louder. I asked you to dance. Be a star, best of whatever you are. Best. sing with the music. Be the best. Be a hammer, be a nail. Be a rail. Be captains, never be crew. Love yourself. You will be the best. Be the best of whatever you are. Okay, thank you so much. $115 already? So only 45 minutes? Okay. Next slide. Same PPT. Yes. Slideshow. Current slide. Okay. We talked about be the best. I have only 45 minutes. I may not be able to give everything which I thought I could. But let me touch few things which at least will make you a good teacher. Because best is the superlative degree of good. After good, you be better. Then when you are better, you have to be the best. After that, better than the best. Right? We go like that. So let us first see whether we are good teachers or not. It's a self-examination. When I ask a question, I don't expect you to say yes or no. You're not here to impress me. This is self-examination. You need not copy everything also. You write down only those points which you think you should alter, repair, modify, or maintain, or something which you feel the Spirit of God is inspiring you to do. So let's move on to self-examination. Are we a good teacher? Do I greet my students? Do I encourage my students? Do I congratulate my students? Do I support my students? Do I counsel my students? Do I prepare my lessons? Do I make an effort to make my subject interesting? Do I ask questions in the class, recapitulate the lesson? Do I demand work from them or do I overtax them? Do I motivate the students? Do I consider the performance of my class a prestige issue? Do I maintain discipline in the class? Do I encourage struggles, healthy competitions, and values? These are very important for students. If you congratulate them, even if he or she is not in your class, but somebody, your colleague's class, some section got an award, please take out time, go to the class and say, child, you did well. I've come to specially congratulate you. Will that child feel happy? Not only happy, the child will remember you and the child will start wishing you. This is what the change happens. Now I appreciated this ma'am's sari. It's a beautiful sari she's wearing. She immediately said, it is my mother-in-law's sari. So when she hands over the sari to her, will she not tell that? And after that, whenever she wears, probably she'll remember this day. So what I'm trying to say is, जैसे हमारी memory होती है, वैसे बच्चों की भी memory होती है. उनको अच्छी यादें आपको देना है. फिल्म स्टार्स नहीं देने वाले. माँ बाप के पास इतना टाइम नहीं है. मैं जब पेरेंटिंग सेमिनार लेती हूँ तो मैं माँ बाप को ये क्लासेस देती हूँ. बट अभी आप लोग टीचर्स हो और आपके घर में आप माँ बाप हो. You need to bring some revolution, but first within, then around you. That's what you need to do. Do I take note of underachievers? Do I take note of the clever ones? Do I allow the latter to overshadow the former? Do I know the children by their names? Do I trust my students? Can my students trust me? Very important. Can your students trust you? That when you share something, you will not go and spread in the staff room? Staff room is a very dangerous place. Both as a teacher and as a principal, I have experienced this. Because we teachers are very creative. Out of nothing, we create stories. And we women are known for creating stories. Hello? No, हमें तो ये tag मिला हुआ है ना. I'm a woman. And when I realized when I was a growing up girl, I heard somewhere, and it was a very nasty thing which I heard. I heard one man cracking a joke in a party that women, if you want to spread some news, tell her, and you have to make sure that it has to go around, tell her not to tell. So for me, I did not understand. I was just 13 or 14 when I first heard this comment. And when I went home and asked my mother said, "Tu chup rahe." My daddy explained to me that you don't be that woman. And I that time did not understand. As I grew up, I crossed 24 and 34 and 44. I have not touched 54. I have not touched 54. I have only touched 51. So I realized I shouldn't be a woman like that. So I am a very good friend. Somebody tells me something, I digest it. We have to introspect. What sort of a teacher are we? There was a student who came and spoke to me that she is being abused by the cab driver. I did not take the child to the staff room. I only stood with her in the corridor separately, and the child was crying. Another teacher saw that. So she came up to me after an hour and asked what happened, what that child was saying. I said, some cab wala is not behaving well. And that child's name was Mahima. I did not go to the staff room. I was busy, and after that, things I thought got over. I was dealing with the child and the parent and doing whatever actions had to be taken. But that particular teacher and many others had spread in the staff room. Every day somebody would come and, who is Mahima? Who is Mahima? This is happening. And that child did not trust me. She thought that I had broken her trust. And when such events happen, one point comes to my motivational talk. I made that time this slide. It's years now, 7, 8 years. Do my students trust me? You have to see whether you're playing with somebody's life. You're labeling a child. Please don't label a child. It's very difficult to handle. Do I instill into them a sort of pride for their class, for the school? Am I honest with my work? Am I happy with my work? Am I satisfied with my work? Am I what my children would want to become? Do you want to be a leader? Then lead them correctly. Show them the way. You can only show them the way if you know the way and you go the way. Who said this? John Maxwell. This is a famous quotation. Beautiful. A leader is somebody who creates not followers, but an army of leaders. I am here not making you listen to me, but I want you to see as transformed speakers. That's my achievement. You're not going to take my destiny away if I make you a motivational speaker. That's my role, which I want you to do. I want to give my baton to you. Many good cooks don't hand over the recipes to other generation. They keep something, secret. I don't understand why. कुछ माएँ, कुछ सासू माएँ भी ऐसे करती हैं, नहीं बताती हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि आप अपने से प्यार नहीं करते, आपको अपनी काबिलियत पे शक है. मेरी डेस्टिनी आप नहीं छीनते हो. If I transform 2-3 people from here, and if I'm coming to Guspeti, and if I transform you as motivational speaker, मेरी डेस्टिनी कहीं नहीं जाती है. मेरी डेस्टिनी, मेरा डिसिप्लिन, मेरा प्रभु लाता है. But if I transform you, what will happen? मैं तो चली जाऊंगी, लेकिन मैं अपने आप को आपके अंदर छोड़ जाऊंगी. That is my achievement. So have that attitude with your children. Your children look up to you. आप उनमें और वो आप में दिखे. This is the merging. ये है गुरु शिष्य परंपरा. Am I updated? Do I read newspapers? Do I relate the current events, developments, inventions with the lessons? Am I their role model? Do my authorities trust me? Very important. Do my authorities trust me? बड़ा आसान है कहना, so and so is principal's favorite. अरे why so and so has become favorite? It is not favoritism. It is the principal trusts that particular teacher that the work will be done. It is not being favorite. आप खुद को इतना बुलंद बनाओ ना कि कायनात झुक जाए आपके सामने. भक्त की भक्ति में वो शक्ति होती है कि ब्रह्मांड हिल जाए. This is what happens. और आपको वैसा टीचर बनना है कि आपके बच्चे कहे मेरी मैम ने ये कहा है तो मैं करूँगा या करूँगी. मुझे पालक अच्छा नहीं लगता है, लेकिन मेरे टीचर ने कहा पालक में ये होता है, पालक में वो होता है, मुझे बड़ा पालक पसंद है. मैं मैम के कारण पालक खाने लगी. मुझे बहुत बाद में पता चला कि मेरी माँ ने पेरेंट टीचर मीटिंग में कहा था कि ये ग्रीन वेजिटेबल्स नहीं खाती है और इसको आयरन की डेफिशिएंसी है, इसमें आयरन की कमी है, तो ग्रीन डॉक्टर्स ने ग्रीन वेजिटेबल खाने को कहा है. ये पालक के पकौड़े भी बड़ी मुश्किल से खाती है, इसलिए मैम इसको, अगर मैम ने कहा होता कि तू पालक खा तो मैं शायद खा लेती, बट अगर उस टीचर से मोहब्बत नहीं होता तो झूठ बोल के आ जाती. बट क्योंकि मुझे उस टीचर से प्यार था, मैं कच्चे पालक खाने को भी तैयार थी. यू अंडरस्टैंड द बॉन्ड विच वी हैव विद आवर चिल्ड्रन. ऐसा बॉन्ड बनाना, उनके लाइफ में ऐसा एक यू इग्नाइट द फ्लेम कि बुलंद हो जाओ. दैट्स वेयर द मर्जिंग टेक प्लेस. Do I willingly take up responsibilities? Is punctuality, regularity, sincerity my second name? Do I react, respond to the situation? Very important. As teachers, we need to respond. What is the difference between react and respond? What is the difference? दिखने में तो same लगता है. I reacted, I responded to the question. What is reaction and what is response? Without thinking then and there. थिंक करने का मान लो टाइम ना मिला तो एक छोटा सा जोक है. जोक नहीं, दैट्स ऑल्सो एन इंसिडेंट एक्चुअली. 2 women went to the restaurant. They ordered Chinese meal. So Manchurian came and chopsy came and whatever they wanted to eat. So they had all chopsticks and everything with them. They tried eating. The cockroach came and sat on one of the arm of the lady. She screamed and yelled. There was noise. So much noise that everybody looked at them, and the other lady's cutlery fell down. The cockroach was so scared, it flew and sat on the arm of the other lady. She all the more got frightened and scared, and she toppled water, and everybody looked. By then, the cockroach started realizing, oh, I will be arrested for molesting. So it flew and sat on the waiter's hand. What did the waiter do? He took a napkin, went near the window and shooed away the cockroach. So who created nonsense there? The cockroach? Who? Who? The ladies, no? The women. So what I'm trying to say is, cockroach is the situation. What did the ladies do? They reacted to the situation. And what did the waiter do? He responded to the situation. My dear teachers, you are, suppose I give you an example. You are busy finishing the portion. Next week is the examination. Last 1 month you had a serious casualty at home, one after the other. You were on leave, off and on, you were coming and going. You could not finish your syllabus. You were borrowing your periods from your colleagues and you're trying to complete the syllabus. It happens. It happens everywhere. Okay? And finally, in 7th A, you just need 3 periods with great difficulty. You managed, you went to the class, you started teaching because you want to wrap up the syllabus and the bell will ring any time. And lo and behold, one child vomited. What will you do? Smelling the vomit, few more children started making noise and vomiting. What will you do? Ma'am said, reaction is without thinking, taking an action. There is no time to think, you have to finish the syllabus. Saturday, Sunday is off, Monday onwards exam starts. This is the last hour to finish the syllabus. What will you do? I can't hear you, be loud. She's saying she will ask the sweeper, she'll ask the child to go and call the sweeper and clean the place and do whatever. Right? Any other response? You will take the child to the medical room in 10 minutes gone. You cannot come back and finish your syllabus in 10 minutes. Child's health is more important. Yes? Okay, so whatever you are saying, you're getting time to respond. But this particular teacher, because this is a real thing that had happened, this child vomited and because he vomited and it was near the board, few drops or the vomit fell on the pant of that particular sir. He pulled his hair and said, "Tujhe abhi ulti karna tha, bhag yahan se," and pushed out. And following day and after that also, children started making noise because Saturday, Sunday was off. Now you tell me, I'm not saying sirs are bad. This has happened, so I'm asking you. मैं पूछती हूँ, अगर उस टीचर का अपना औलाद वहाँ होता तो क्या करता? My simple question is, you just for a moment think it was your child who vomited. Will that father or so-called teacher who's a parent and his own child has vomited in the class, will he do that? तभी मैं कहती हूँ, ये जो इंट्रोस्पेक्शन का वर्कशॉप का काम है ना, 45 मिनट्स भी नहीं रह गए, अब शायद आधा घंटा रह गया होगा. आधे घंटे में आपकी मशीनरी बंद हो जाएगी. Mechanic is at work. I am not a mechanic. He is the mechanic. I am only an instrument. I will only initiate realization. You need to see. इसलिए my dear teachers, the Guru mantra is, अपने students में उस दाता का चेहरा देखो या अपनी औलाद का चेहरा देखो, आप कभी गलत नहीं करोगे. Whatever the situation is, your responses are going to be beautiful and your responses are going to be holy. Child's health is more important. किसी का भी बच्चा हो, वो मनुष्य का बच्चा है, वो इंसान का बच्चा है. This is what I was talking about, empathy in the morning. आप भी तो vomit कर सकते हो, लूज मोशन किसी को भी हो सकता है. So अपने दाता का चेहरा, दाता you understand no? Just भगवान जी की आप आराधना करते हो, या तो उसका चेहरा देखो उस स्टूडेंट में या अपनी औलाद का चेहरा देखो, आप गलत कभी नहीं करोगे. So please respond to the situation. Do my colleagues find me reliable? Do I shout at my colleagues in front of my students? Do I post photos, status, keeping in my mind my noble profession? Do I use complete words instead of text language, SMS language, while WhatsApping, Facebooking, chatting? Do I decently dress up? Am I approachable to my students and their parents? Do I greet back the auxiliary staff? Very important. This will change your lifestyle totally. Please greet the auxiliary staff. किसी से भी मिल रहे हो, आपकी झाड़ू लगा रहे हैं, ड्राइवर है, माली है, वो आपको विश करते हैं, आप भी विश बैक करो और पूछो घर में सब ठीक है. नाम से बोलना, मालती सब ठीक है, रामू भैया सब ठीक है? माली से पूछ लो, ड्राइवर से पूछ लो। और अगर पलट के वो बोलते हैं कि मेरी तबीयत ख़राब है या घर में बेटा बीमार है, कोई बीमार है, अगले दिन या जब भी मिलते हो ना पूछना, ठीक हो गया वो? What is going to happen? There is a connection. The soul connects. This is how you will be different, and this is how you're going to be a God. Because we all carry whose DNA? God's DNA. Any doubt? God created us in His image and likeness. But we human beings, what are we doing? We paint God according to our thought process, the image we create. We are nobody to create God. It is God who has created us. We carry His DNA. So let us be such teachers. How much time, ma'am? 41. 20 minutes. We can quickly play a game. I need, but I don't know how to play the game. Because I need teachers who would know their group's names also. It's okay. We will delete the game. We'll do something else. Let's play this game, this activity. How do I introduce myself? Okay, now I'm going to introduce myself. So much was said, I'm Reena Charles and she was a principal and this and that. No, I don't want that introduction. I'm going to initiate a beautiful way of introducing yourself, and each one of you will be given a task also. And Guspeti teachers, please go home and do it, because day after I will be meeting you. So you will have the task. I'll ask also. So how I'm going to introduce myself. I am Reena, okay? So my first alphabet is R. So I will take an adjective with alphabet R. So I'll say, I am reliable Reena. People can rely upon me. Got it? So आपके नाम के पहले अक्षर से एक विशेषण, एक एडजेक्टिव ढूंढना है. जैसे अगर कोई संध्या है तो वो एस से बोलेगी, आई एम सिंपल संध्या, और आई एम सिंपल स्वीट संध्या. एनी संध्या या कोई संध्या है? नहीं, तो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. तो आपको अपने नाम के पहले अल्फ़ाबेट से यू हैव टू गिव एन एडजेक्टिव. आई एम सो एंड सो रीना. गॉट इट? And the other way of doing, another way, second way which I want you to introduce is, I'll say I am reliable Reena and I am like a coconut. Okay? Why coconut? I may explain now. I am coconut because I'm very hard nut to crack. I'm very strict. I come across to people as very strict. That's what my teachers were saying when I was a principal, and other people would say, but I'm very soft and tender inside. Plus, I give back more than what I receive. So I received water, so I give back sweet water. Much more than what I receive, I give back always. So this is how I introduce myself. I am reliable Reena and I am a concordat because I'm a hard nut to crack, but I am very tender inside and I give back much more than what I receive. So I want you to take out time, because you have 20 minutes. Take 5 minutes to write down one alphabet with the first alphabet of your name and any animate or inanimate object. It can be anything, living thing, non-living thing, but a reason. A reason has to be there. And Guspeti teachers, you will make an iCard. You will go back home, you will write, you will make that picture. I am sweet Sandhya, simple Sandhya, and at the back you will make the picture of the coconut tree or coconut or whatever you are, and bring it to the class on 31st. Aha! Aha! Oh! Please karo. It's an individual work. You know yourself, what you are. Don't discuss with others, but you're the best. Did you do this exercise ever before? Now you will know yours. This is what the workshop is. और repair work हो रहा है, replacement हो रहा है. I want both of you to pick up those teachers to come forward, those who do not come. Because monitors and class monitors always come, no? Come to the stage. Dan, ma'am, those who finished, please come. And this time I want more of male teachers. I'll be very happy if Reverend Fathers also come up, because there is a small child in you also. Achan, you will come, right? Please, let us hear you, let us know who you are, what you are. Please come up. First you start. And let's give him a thundering round of applause. Welcome him. So he is not going to be saying, I'm Reverend Father so-and-so. He'll only use the first alphabet of the name and some animate or inanimate object.
I'm sweet, Shiju. I'm like a mango. It's very sweety.
You are sweet, that I agree. Very sweet, yes. What else? Some object? You like what?
Like a chair.
Chair.
Chair means, everybody can use it and sit and they can relax. So I'm like that. Everybody can come to me and come and sit, take rest and be relaxed.
Very good. Wonderful. You know, I've heard many people saying many things, but chair is the first time. People take support when they are... See, I felt tired. Immediately, I came and sat here to get that support system, right? Because it is... I sweat. This is also heat. These lights are also heat on me. So I needed some support. Very good. That's a beautiful analogy. Come up. Come, ma'am. Let's begin. Those of you who want to, please. It's always good, you know. आप लोग बोलते नहीं हो, शर्माना नहीं है. हिंदी में बोलो. हिंदी हमारी भाषा है. Be proud of it. But because you're a teacher and you're in an English medium school, speak in English. It's okay. Even if we make an error. No problem. Please come up. अब वो ले लीजिए. Louder. मैं बाद में लूँगी. खाना
As you know, myself Pooja, Pretty Pooja, and I'm just like water because I think I can adjust and I can mold myself in any situation and any condition.
Sorry, I did not hear you. What are you? I mean...
like water.
What is your name?
Pooja, Pretty Pooja.
Pretty
Yes.
Pooja.
Yes.
Say, I am Pretty Pooja.
Yes.
Say.
I'm Pretty Pooja.
Yes. So what are you? Object?
I'm like water.
Water?
Water. Yes. As I think I can adjust and I can mold myself in any situation and condition.
So you take the form of any
situation.
You get adjusted.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Clap for her. We should appreciate. Louder. मुझे पता है भूख लगी है. It's okay. Appreciate. Come up. No, come up. We have to see your beautiful face. We will save time traveling if you can come one by one automatically.
I'm just echoing Pooja ma'am. My name also starts with P. She's Pretty Pooja. I'm passionate Pranati. I'm also water because I feel I can adapt to any situation.
Wonderful. Come, ma'am. Come.
My name starts with R, Rituparna. So I would like to define myself as rare Ritu. And like the Halley's Comet that comes after every 78 years, people wait for me to come.
Wow.
My name is Hassan Mohammed. My first alphabet is H, Helpful Hassan.
Helpful.
Helpful. Yeah. I'm like a computer because computer make our work easy and help. और
वेरी गुड. आप कहाँ से? घुसपैठी से हैं, तो आप अपना आई कार्ड बना के लाइएगा, ठीक है? वहाँ तो 1-to-1 मैं मिल पाऊंगी सबसे. Yes, please come. How many of you are from Guspeti? I'm longing to come there. Are you longing to have me there? चलो ठीक है. Please ma'am, come.
Okay, good afternoon.
जो हमारे habits हैं.
Okay, ma'am. Myself, meticulous Manjusha, like a honeybee working hard.
Honeybee working hard, meticulous Manjusha. Beautiful. ऐसे तालियों में ना दम वो नहीं है, दम नहीं है. Sir, come. Please, sirs, come.
Myself, Deepak. I am from Guspeti Dipale School, and my first letter is D. I am delightful, Deepak, because I am always happy in every situation.
Thank you so much. Come, ma'am.
Good afternoon. My name is Sunita, and I'm stunning Sunita. And I'm like a river. I always go anywhere I feel like and spread happiness always.
Very good. Thank you, Sunita.
A very good afternoon. Myself, motivational Monica, and I compare myself with the sun, that be so much in your life that you can bright just like a sun, so that if anyone is saying a bad words or having some bad comment on you, so you don't bother for that.
Okay, very good.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Best Vijo because I am honey, because I can be as sweet as you want me to be.
Very good. Let's play the video. This is a... एक मिनट pause करो. This is a beautiful video, though it's shot in Singapore school. This is where the senior teachers can help the junior teachers. You can pick up some ideas how you can be a mentor teacher, a buddy teacher for another one.
I still remember my first day at work.
After this, we will have a second presentation. I have put CRM.
I was excited, but little nervous.
Good morning, teachers. This is our new teacher, Daphne. Daphne, this is Nora. And this is Susan. Nora, I would like you to...
थोड़ा वॉल्यूम बढ़ाना है.
But today, Mrs. Hall is on MC. So, Daphne, I would like you to be your new teacher. Is that okay with you?
The principal and the teachers were nice. I was sure that it was going to be perfect. I wasn't prepared for what I saw. I could take a break at some time. The day was always over. The worst day
How did you fall? What did you about this, sir? Can you explain or not? I want an explanation, okay? Are you new? Where is this mom? Come on. Go find this one.
Looking back, I should have just asked for guidance from the senior teacher. After all, she was a mentor and would have made a great difference. My name is Nora, and I've been a preschool teacher for more than 15 years. I love kids. Teaching is my passion. I remember how it was like to be in youth. It was not easy. There were days when I wished I had a mentor friend. I enjoyed being a mentor. I can be a opinion of sport to less experienced teachers. It is a very rewarding experience. Despite being a teacher for so many years, there is always something new to learn. I'm glad my medicine that is for me, and I learn from her as well. Teachers have to be an open mind. I've been here for 2 years already. Now, it's my turn to be a mentor.
What did you learn from that video? Was there any learning? Was there any learning? I know it's very tiring, but you're demotivating me, but I am motivating you to speak and be. So I'm just trying to know you more. What did you learn from the video? Ask help. There's always a mentor available. And you can be a mentor to somebody. There is no ego कि लोग क्या कहेंगे मुझे ये भी नहीं पता मुझे नहीं पता तो नहीं पता I am learning from you. Live with open-mindedness. You learn from anybody. Even a child can teach you. But the most difficult part is, it is very difficult to teach teachers. Right? Hello? Very difficult to teach teachers, no? Why? Because teachers have this in mind that they should know everything. They are aware of everything. Knowingly, unknowingly, they keep this thing in their mind. Nahi, oh, you're a teacher, you don't even know this? It's okay, I'm a principal, I don't know many things. Be humble enough. Accept. Learn. Go ahead. So dear teachers, you're a mirror reflecting a noble face. This universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you're already that. What do you see? Can you see a small girl? Can you see an old woman? How many of you can see both? Try seeing both. There is a small girl in the picture and there's an old woman in that picture. How many of you can see both? Try. I want to see more hands. The nose, look at the nose of the old woman. That is the chin of the girl. Can you see that? Can you see both now? What do you see now? A man and a woman, can you see both the faces? Easy? What do you see now? Front face or side face? Both you see? Life is all about that. How you see things. I speak very confidently. Some people say Reena Charles is very confident, and some people see my confidence as arrogance. She is so arrogant. But to please people who think I'm arrogant, should I leave my confidence? Life is what you want to see, what you want to pick and choose. If some people like me, they will appreciate everything about me. Some people do not like me. Whatever I do, however hard I try, you will not like them. And some students make such comment when they pass out. उस टीचर के लिए कुछ भी करो, उस टीचर ने तो मुझे क्लास से बाहर निकालना ही निकालना है. मेरी गलती ढूंढनी है. अगर हमने गलती से भी ऐसा किया है तो कसूरवार है. It's all about how we see things. Character is what you do when no one is watching. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. Who are teachers? आज सर ने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया. Who are teachers? उसको आप reiterate कर सकते हैं. लाइट हाउस और क्या बताया था सर ने? गार्डियन, leaders, as a parent, a guide, a philosopher. What do? What is your main function? What is your main function? Teachers? Fill in the blanks. What is your main function? Teach. Right? You teach? That is your main function? I beg to differ. That is not you're supposed to do. That's the last thing you should do. That is the last thing you should do. The first thing should be, I facilitate thinking. Facilitator. You are a facilitator. You facilitate thinking. I facilitate you. I am not giving you answers. I am making you think, to make your children think. Why like this? Why not like this? Children who ask questions in the class, please don't say, you are disturbing the class, sit down. You're asking too many questions. You're creating nonsense in the class. Get out. You think you're a good teacher? Maybe you're not knowing the answer. It's okay you're not knowing the answer. There is a tip I give generally, but I cannot give all the tips I have. I can't give you. There's shortage of time. But if I have a longer duration ever, I will share with you. In such cases, what are the things teachers to do? You facilitate thinking, you engage minds, you listen to their questions, you encourage risk, you support struggle, you cultivate dreams. I learn every day. Teachers have to learn every day. And lastly, you say, I teach. But हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? सिर्फ अपना पोर्शन फिनिश कर रहे हैं. एग्ज़ाम, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. नए रूल्स सीबीएसई लेकर आती है, नए काम करने पड़ते हैं, इतना सारा डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, कंप्यूटर में फीड करो, ये करो, वो करो. पहले कितने अच्छा था. आजकल के बच्चे पहले जैसे नहीं थे, तो आजकल के टीचर्स भी तो पहले जैसे नहीं थे. पहले के टीचर्स कैसे थे? हमारे गुरुज कैसे हुआ करते थे? Are we like them? So I want you to speak out loud. I facilitate thinking. जान ही नहीं है. I engage minds. I listen to questions. I encourage risk. I support struggle. I cultivate dreams. I learn every day. Then I teach. Cultivate dreams. Appreciate their hard work. Maybe somebody is a gymnast, somebody is a good painter, a good sports person. You never know, you'll be feeling very happy. दीपाले से कोई क्रिकेट स्टार बन गया. You'll feel proud. मेरा बच्चा, मैं आज कह सकती हूँ. संजू सैमसन, राजस्थान रॉयल्स. You've heard of his name? He was my student. I taught him in 8th standard. When I became CEO in Kerala, he and his mother came to visit me. I was feeling honored. I can proudly say that. So there's some Sachin Tendulkar sitting in your classroom. I left my principal's post to do social service. Some people said, pagal ho gayi hai. My own principal friends. When I was on the seat also, I was doing this. That time they said, you're doing great job. When Corona time came, when I called them up and I said, I need really funds for them, they stopped picking my calls. आप पता है जितने आप जिंदगी में हाई जाते हो ना, ऊंचा जाते हो, आपके फ्रेंड्स खत्म हो जाते हैं. When I was a teacher, I had many friends. When I became HM, some friends vanished. When I became principal, more friends vanished. And as I became CEO, many principal friends vanished. Now when I don't have a job, I don't have a friend. This is हमारी दुनिया. इसलिए आपको अपनी दुनिया खुद की बनानी होगी. बच्चों को कल्टिवेट ड्रीम्स ये सिखाना होगा. यू शुड मोटिवेट देम, इंस्पायर देम. आप वो लोग हो जिनके खुद के सपने टूटे हुए हैं. Yes or no? Because we never worked hard for it. So you know what the pain of broken dreams are. Help them. बच्चे, आपने ये सपना बनाया है, दुनिया तोड़ने को आएगी, टूटने मत देना, आगे बढ़ना. आपकी ये आवाज़ उन बच्चों को सुनाई देगा आपको. देखना, आपने ये मूवीज़ देखे होंगे ना, दंगल और चक दे इंडिया. वो लास्ट के कुछ चीज़ें जहन में घूमती हैं. क्या आप उनके जहन में हो? I always ask parents also, teachers also the same thing. Acha, how many of you are parents here? Okay, so this question is very apt for you. How many of you want, please listen to the question, how many of you want to be in your child's memories when you die, after you die? Everybody wants, I think. Think again, huh? How many of you want you to live in your children's memories even after you're dead and gone? No? Nobody? Raise your hands. ये तो शपथ होता है, आई शपथ. Raise your hands. If you want that, please be in their present. Please be in their life today. Don't shun them away. Please मुझे आराम से बैठने दो, थोड़ी शांति दे दो. नहीं. Be in their present. If you want them to remember you and have you in your memories. Otherwise आप किसी फोटो फ्रेम में टंगे रह जाओगे. आप लोग चाहते हो आप किसी फोटो फ्रेम में टंगे रह जाओ? आप तो फोटो फ्रेम भी नहीं है बेटा, किसी C ड्राइव D ड्राइव में होंगे हम. आजकल तो फोटो भी नहीं कोई टांगता. मानते हो? We will not be in any photos also. और अगर C ड्राइव D ड्राइव करप्ट हो गया ना, हैंग हो गया, फिर तो गए. इसे be in their memories, let them remember you, where you are, what you are in their presence. हाँ, मेरी मम्मी ऐसा करती थी. How many of your parents are alive? Do you consult them? Do you remember them? कि ऐसे करती थी, मम्मी ऐसे करती थी. That's because the connection is there. तो आप डिस्कनेक्ट क्यों हो? आजकल तो टीचर्स भी व्हाट्सएप में बिजी हैं. फ्री टाइम ये नहीं होता है. फ्री टाइम योगा करो, आप प्राणायाम करो, अवलोम विलोम करो, जो भी करना है. ये व्हाट्सएप गंद है. मी टाइम मतलब सब कुछ बंद करो एंड गो इनसाइड. डू डीप ब्रीदिंग. आपके बॉडी में जो वेस्ट है वो निकालना बहुत ज़रूरी है. रोज वॉशरूम जाने से आपके कॉर्टिसोल नहीं निकलते हैं, याद करो. यू हैव टू डिप्लीट. I always, whenever there is a session, longer session, 3 days for teachers and all, I help them empty their mind. तो आज मुझे पता नहीं सर कितना टाइम और है मेरे पास, मुझे तो कॉन्स्टेंटली मेरे दिमाग में आ गया कि 2:15 तक बंद करना है. मैम व्हाट इज़ द टाइम? 2:10 हो गया, 5 मिनट और ले रही हूँ. आई वॉन्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू स्टैंड and I am going to empty the mind now, help you empty the mind. First sit down, I'll tell you what to do. You have to copy me, okay? What you have to do is, you have to hold a virtual cup like this. Okay, when you stand, I'll make you stand, but abhi aap baithe raho. You'll hold a cup like this, and you'll close your eyes, and you will take out everything and put in this cup. Everything. किसी ने तुम्हें गाली दी, तुम्हारे अंदर कोई प्रॉब्लम है, कोई जेलसी है, आपको किसी को मारना है, बहुत गुस्सा आ रहा है, यू जस्ट टेक इट आउट फ्रॉम द माइंड एंड हैव दिस एक्शन, पुट दैट, आई रिमूव दिस फिल्थ. वो करने के बाद जब आपको लग जाएगा सब कुछ खाली हो गया है, होल्ड दिस कप, pour it on the ground, throw the cup, stamp on it. Mother Earth will receive it. Understood what I made you do? Please stand. Hold the cup. If you're a left-hander, hold it in your left hand and take out your right, put your right hand here on the mind. Take out all the rubbish. Put it in the cup. Take it out like this. Pull it out. Put it there. किसी ने गाली दी, गुस्सा आ रहा है, आप सुंदर नहीं हो, मैं काली हूँ, मैं मोटा हूँ, मैं पागल हूँ, मेरे पास साड़ियाँ नहीं है, मेरा पढ़ाना प्रिंसिपल को पसंद नहीं है, सब कुछ डाल दो, सब गंद डाल दो. टेक इट आउट. फिल द कप. When your cup is filled, throw it on the ground. Throw the cup also. Stamp it. Let Mother Earth receive. खाली हो गए हो. आपको पता है मैं ये रोज रात को करके सोती हूँ. एवरी डे. रिक्शा वाले ने कुछ कहा, वो जो क्या कहते कैब वाला, वो गलत रास्ते ले गया और चर्चा करता है, कहाँ रहते हो, ये है, वहाँ है, आश्रम जा रहे हो, या पीपल कीप सेइंग इट्स ओके. आपके कर्मा क्यों खराब हो? बुरे कर्म कटने हैं ना, काटो. एवरी अच्छी नींद आएगी. पिछले 15 साल से कर रही हूँ मैं ये. एवरी नाइट. गो फॉर अ लिपिड ब्लड टेस्ट, लिपिड प्रोफाइल. ESR कम होना चाहिए ताकि बॉडी में इन्फेक्शन नहीं है. ये कॉर्टिसोल्स बढ़ते हैं ना तो इन्फेक्शंस बढ़ते हैं. अगर आपका ESR 10 से कम है, 3 है, इट इज़ वेरी गुड. प्लीज़ डू इट. Go for a blood checkup. See whether you have thyroid. These are things which you need to do. ये नहीं है कि आपको डिग्री मिल गई है, आपको जॉब मिल गई है, आपको 8 से 2 टीचर बनना है, घर जाके आपको मम्मी बनना है. नहीं. First, love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're not able to love anybody else. मेरे से ये गलती हो रखी है. Right from the childhood, I heard, love your neighbors as you love yourself, and I heard only loudly love your neighbors. But as I love myself, वो कभी सीखा नहीं था. I never gave time to myself. Unless last year when I took seriously ill, I was battling with death for life. 11 days I was in ICU all alone. All the loved ones were not inside ICU. अपने से प्यार करो. Take your medical health reports seriously. If your calcium is going down, if thyroid is disturbed, anything is not okay, your body is crying for help. That is why this pain. If unknowingly the teachers sit like this on the chair, एक पैर ऊपर उठा के, not knowing that is not the way to sit. That is because calcium is not there in your body, your legs are aching, you want support. That is the reason you are placing your leg one above the other. Go for a blood checkup, know your calcium level. This is what I want to do. Health है, सब कुछ है. जान है तो जहान है. Okay? And God loves you and I love you too. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So though only a 1.5 hour session, we were taken into maybe the academic session. Definitely we are going to begin motivated again, all throughout again, we are going to be motivated with your again, approach to become a good teacher, a sincere teacher or a best teacher, whatever be the thing. Ma'am, thank you very much. And again, all the best to your noble deeds, what you are going to do. And as teachers, now we do understand. We want Einsteins, we want APJ Abdul Kalams, we want engineers, doctors. And at the very same time, we want Reena ma'ams, we want Korean sirs, and the diverse people. So thank you very much, ma'am. We love you to have again in future, even for our students.
I'm honored.
Okay. And all the teachers, thank you very much. It was not that easy again sitting there all throughout. But again, ma'am, it is so interesting and interactive, even Korean sir also. And Guzbeti people, now, again traveling earlier in the morning, again, maybe 5 o'clock you must have reached, or maybe 7 o'clock you must have reached. Kept the time. Thank you very much. We'll have to come there. We'll have lunch. And slowly we can. Okay, thank you very much.